Welcome, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 225. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make the show Midori. I'm joined tonight by the classy douchebag, Mike McLaughlin.
Wahoo.
We got the beast from the east, Dean Marchese, joining us
Slappy
on
happy,
Discord.
everybody.
Slappy happy?
Slap. Yeah, all right, let's go with that.
I got it right the first time? Slap?
Yeah.
What, no, now I have to know. Now I have to. What did you actually say?
Something that made less sense. I said slappy pappy.
I feel like they make equal amount of sense. Slappy happy and slappy pappy. You know what doesn't make sense right now? Why in the hell Mike is wearing a crown? There's zero reason for
like
Mike to be
that so
wearing a
much.
crown. Never in your entire life have you won a single trophy-related thing on this show.
No, I
These
just
are the
want to see how long it
facts.
took you, and it actually took you a lot longer than I anticipated.
I just didn't acknowledge it until now.
No.
He takes
I've
advantage
noticed.
of the situation. I feel like.
Yeah.
He
Oh, no,
knows
all
it's
the time.
not going to be there
Rick is right. He says it just looks so wrong in every way.
because he's not a winner, and winners don't look good in winners'
No
gear.
winner.
I feel like there needs to be some sort of
That's harsh.
retribution for this.
No, you can.
Yeah, I would
fuck it.
agree.
Dean, you are the king. What's Mike got to do?
Just punch him right in his fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
Two for
Right?
flinching.
Rick and Johnny are super harsh for absolutely no reason.
Rick is giving Mike a lot of crap tonight.
right? Like
This is
it's
what
so
happens
aggressive
when
so
you make
quick.
friends with people.
That
That's
is
not.
what happens.
That's
when
not a
you
way
make
to.
friends.
That's not a way to be a friend right there. Jeez.
You know the other thing I need to do? I need to get my freaking iPad back on the Wi-Fi.
It
Because
is
you
on
know what else
Wi-Fi.
happened?
Look.
Oh, maybe it found it. Great.
Wow.
I had to
this
reset my
icon
router
mean?
too. I had to
I know, I
completely
saw.
reset my router. It got rid of all of the Wi-Fi password and SSID and everything.
That sucks.
Everything just got completely messed up, and it's all due to Windows Update, Dean.
That sucks.
That damn Windows Update every time.
Yeah, you know what? I did update. I was trying to remember what you said not to update. And I was
Everything.
like-
Never update
Never
anything,
update
I was
Dean.
like,
anything
I don't know
ever.
if it was Windows. I'm just gonna go for it, and I did. And thankfully, I have not had
Yeah, I haven't had one issue really
noticeable
yet.
problems yet.
Okay.
So I understand, though. Believe me, dude. I get it. I go
Yes.
through technology problems every day I wake up. So
Yeah, so you acted like it was working well on Discord, but I think people don't know that your whole 4K 1080p HDMI
Oh, yeah, the
splitter
splitter.
situation is not going well anymore, right?
it works, but it's so erratic. Like it doesn't stay the way. Like once you get it working, it's great. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stay working. Like next time you go to turn on your television and your systems, like shit gets all screwed up again. And so there's another device that has been reviewed by a handful of people that say this thing does what you want it to do.
Mhm.
We'll see. There are other options. It's just annoying to have to find out which one is going to be the one that works. You know.
Someday, Dean.
Sucks.
What I like about it is you're the beta tester. You're our guinea pig. You figure it out, and then we'll have it smooth sailing once we jump on
You know, I don't. It's annoying, but there is a sick part inside of me that loves troubleshooting this kind of bullshit. So, like,
Mhm.
I like once you finally are like, I like the part where you're like, I fucking figured it out. I got it. I'm
You're a
locked
puzzle
now.
guy.
You did it, man.
Yes, ironically, I am a life puzzle guy because I hate puzzle games, but I like figuring shit like this out.
It's real life Tetris.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of, I forgot to even tell you that I did add the Tetris Rave as a prize wheel.
Wow, what is
Finally.
that?
About
What does that
time.
even do?
It is something that might happen at some point. It's very rare, but if it does happen, you guys are in for a treat. That's all I'll
I'm
say.
excited about it.
That's all I'm going to say about it. You guys are in for a treat if it does happen.
I
Like,
do have a new idea for a game for the prize wheel, by the way.
a
I
game
just
for the
haven't-
prize wheel?
Yeah, I
Do
haven't
you
had
want
a
to
chance
release this information to the public?
Fine. Yeah, I can.
Do it, Mike.
Instead of costume chests, because I feel like that's gotten a little stale. Right? We just
It
put on
wouldn't
costume-
get stale if we spent the hundreds of dollars necessary to make the costume chest what it needs to be.
Right. Well, there's that. So we kind of, because we have what, 2 costume chests per wheel for each of us.
We have one. No, just
Oh,
one.
it's one now.
Yep,
Okay.
just one.
Well, anyway, so my game idea is, remember Whose Line Is It Anyway?
No, I never heard of this show.
Really? Are you
No,
serious?
go ahead.
I don't
I've
know.
heard of it.
Like, I mean, you didn't know what Duplo was. I didn't know what other stupid
Oh,
shit happened
Jesus.
in your
Oh,
childhood.
Jesus. This is going to be a long-running thing now, Dean. I think we found out.
I'm not the only one. Yo, last week Dave knew what a Duplo was.
Good for you, man. You've got about 5 people on your side now.
Wrong.
For
You got
real.
5 people on your side. There's only 3 of you.
No.
You, Jen, and Dean are the only 3 that had never heard of a
The
Duplo.
best people.
No,
That's
is
it.
incorrect.
That is
And
the
yes,
only
we are the
3.
best people.
Anyway.
Go on, go
Anyway. So Whose Line Is It? They have that thing where remember like the dating game where you pick out of the hat what you're supposed to pretend to be?
Yeah, sure.
So instead of so we can carry on the story, you read what you're supposed to be acting as, and then you're gonna read your news story, your next news story, whatever it is, in that character, and see if by the end of that.
Well, we kind of have something in planning there, don't we? Already, but it's one specific character, one specific person.
This is a classic case of Mike steals an idea and waits 4 days and then passes it off as his own.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You don't know? I don't want to say it live because it's something we want to keep.
Are you talking about the other thing?
The thing Dean
for
wants
Dean?
to do. Yes.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this.
It kind of does.
No, it doesn't.
But
it
it's limited to
no,
one
it's not.
specific.
Well, right,
character.
that's one specific. I'm saying this is a game, so people have to guess what you are.
Oh, they have to guess.
Right, the audience has to guess what you're doing.
Into like more characters. You know what I mean? So it's not the same thing every time. So
right, it's each time we have like a whole we'll create we'll kind of collaborate and like think of a bunch of.
All right, we need an example. We're doing this now. Doing it
live.
Do a character. We'll guess who it is. Go.
They're spicing up.
Go.
Who's your character, Mike?
Inside conversations. What's my character? Hold on.
What's the deal with pudding pops?
But like,
are they pudding? Are they pops? I don't know.
Pops is Crosby's thing.
I'm making it hard on you. I decided to make it difficult on you. I tried to mix characters together. I don't know. I just raped 57 women.
You have to do that the entire time and see like how you have to at least get through the entire story. And then people can try to guess what you were trying to do while you were reading your story.
Oh, I still don't have a guess. Who was I, guys?
Seinfeld as Melissa Bill Cosby.
Oh my god.
Dean nails it. 50 XP to Gryffindor. Way to go, Dean. All right,
fuck you guys.
Well, you know what? No, we'll have to talk about it. We'll have to talk about it off show. I feel like now's not probably the right time to do that. But anyway, welcome everybody to the show. If you are new, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. We got 40 people in the room already. Hit that heart button if you do enjoy the show here at twitch.tv/levelupshow. And also, please remember to turn on notifications so you get alerts whenever we go live. I'm on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday with a variety game stream. Mike is on Tuesdays, and then the three of us come together every Sunday for the Level Up Show, gaming dedicated talk show. Now 4.5 years running.
Wow.
So it's just starting. Really.
Wow.
Just getting spiced up. Also, of course, the prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, hosting for 10 viewers or more. And of course, that classic Twitch Prime sub and sub gifting, which has been so beneficial for us, really, ever since it launched. You guys have been so cool with the sub gifting. That will give a wheel spin to the giftee. So you are doubling up on your generosity if you do that. And yeah, we appreciate you. We got 4 prize wheel segments throughout the night, and you will be queued up for the next one. Yeah. Dean, let's go to you first. You weren't here last week, but how was your week?
What was this past week? Oh, this past week it was fun. It was a long one, dude. I had just come back from vacation. So it was like just kind of a real slog to get back to the weekend. But it was fine, normal week. Got my sprinklers fixed. I was pretty excited about that because I was sick of dragging around the manual sprinkler and moving it every 5 feet, every 20 minutes. So
how do you ever stop and sit consistently? I have this thought process when I talk about things like this with other people or anything in general. Do you stop and think, what the hell happened in my life that made me get excited for such weird adult things?
You know what I get? You know what I do think about in kind of an offshoot of that thought is I think back a lot to when I was a kid. For people who don't know, I lived in this house my whole life, and I wound up buying it later from my dad, and now I live here with my wife. So I think a lot about when I was a kid.
That sounded so weird, by the
way.
I live in my house with my wife. It's just such. How old are we?
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so I go to this thought of when I was a kid, and I'm just in passing watching my dad fuck with all this stuff. I'm like, who cares? It's not my problem. And now it's all my fucking problem. All of it. The leaky basement that I knew was leaky when I was a kid and just nobody did anything about it. And now I'm like, great. Now it's my fucking deal. So
now Kristen is in the room. I can admit that she is the head of the house in that way. She's the one who reminds me to turn off lights still. I still haven't gotten past that. partially because like down here, these ones in the corner, I'm just so lazy. I can never. I don't want to go in the corner. I don't want to jump over this freaking desk and turn off that lights. It's LED. It's gonna take like 15 years to die anyway. So that's my rationale. Sorry, I'm too pregnant to get out of bed and check. Thank you, cell phone. Yes, it is. I should have just told you on stream. It is locked. The alarm.
I locked it.
And I pressed the alarm button. Apologies.
Yeah.
No, but it literally just popped. For some reason it wasn't giving me messages, and it took until I
like,
took it out of my pocket.
There was one. I think I was watching Wedding Crashers. I was thinking about like movies like that, like, and then like we were talking about Old School, and I'm like thinking like and that whole trick like just go to Bed Bath and Beyond, Bed Bath and Beyond, and just think a little maybe Lowe's, nice little Saturday. And I'm like, oh my god, that sounds like a great Saturday. I want to do that, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell's wrong with you? That is the wrong part of the movie I want to look forward to.
I still hate a lot of that shit. I don't think I'll ever get to that point where like I'm like jazzed to go to the fucking hardware store or anything like that. Because I am like a perpetual child, and like that stuff just always sounds boring. However, I get pretty stoked to go to Target for any reason.
Dude, yep, all the time.
I feel like Target always turns out to be a nothing run though. Like you go there with excitement and then you leave with nothing.
See,
either
the
nothing
difference
or
is
you spend $100 minimum.
Right. Yes,
Right.
absolutely, and that's what I was about to say. Like when we go there, the majority of the time is like, we don't feel like we got what we needed to get, and then we look and like we spent like 120 bucks, and we're just like, oh shit, we have like 4 bags. Like what the hell?
The only store that like genuinely excites me is Best Buy.
Fuck yes, you took the words.
Yeah,
right out of
yes.
my
No, I
mouth.
love Best Buy.
Although
love
I
Best
do
Buy.
get a little tinge of excitement, I get a little happy in the pants when I see any electronic section of any store.
Yeah, dude.
Doesn't matter what store it is. If I see electronics section, I see TVs on the wall, I just get a little bit of excitement.
No, Chris,
Little
go ahead.
tinge.
You go shopping. I'll find something to do. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Always, dude. And I go when Greg's here. That he fucking. The two of them are like, it's so difficult to be the third person in that dynamic because they want to do like that dumb shit, and I'm like, guys, can we not shop? I don't want to do this. But it's great because then I'm like, all right, you go get whatever you want. I'm going to the toys. And then I just chill out in the toy section for like quite a while.
Yeah, we were just in the toy section yesterday because we got Evie, this little bird that you can pet and it talks to you and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, going through the toy section, even though it's like 5 and lower, I'm still finding myself
So
like
excited.
hitting
with
all the
everything.
buttons on every single toy. And there was this freaking Hey Hey from Moana there that I should not have pressed a button for because it turned out to be insanely loud.
Yep.
Like, you know how Hey Hey and that screams really loudly? Well, this thing screamed twice as loud in the store, and I was like, and it did like 3 times. Like, holy shit, shut up.
I had to we're trying to do like a bunch of resets at work, and we're trying to discontinue a bunch of products, and we had a bunch of these like little arcade game but they're like this big, and one's for Pac-Man, one's for Space Invaders. So I think there's like 6 of them, and of course I have to press the demo button on every single one of them just to test it out, just to make sure it works the right way that I want it to.
This guy, Teaminator, my buddy from college, once again with
Thank you,
another raid.
Nice.
This guy coming in strong, man. Thank you so much, Tom. 22 viewer raid. Dean, do you have access to the outline right
Yes.
now? It actually put easier for you than for me. Could you just put in the wheel spin section that we got to spin for Teaminator, since that's over 10 viewers on that raid?
In section 1.
Yep, that is correct. You are correct.
I we were at
but I'll give it a shot.
Close. You'll be good.
Danielle was shopping, and we were in Target the other day, and she was shopping. She went down one aisle, and like I was like, hold on 1 second, and I just like saw, and I grabbed from the end cap 2 of the bags of the mystery Lego figures. That's like a weird like thing for us. Like we just like I love those, and so like I grabbed like 4 of them, and I was like, all right, feel these. Which ones do you want? Because you don't know what's in them. And she just like grabs 2 and just tosses them both in the cart. Like I figured she was just gonna grab 1 and just be like, yeah, just get this one if you
does
really
it
want.
feel
She's like, and tosses it, and I'm like,
Feels
all right.
like a
But
bag
she's
of sand.
just as bad with it as I am. Feels like a bag of sand.
I get very excited, and keep in mind, I've bought relatively brand new televisions, 2 of them. I just bought this one
Right.
behind me like last month.
Is that the
That was a
Sony
month
back
ago,
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
That's a
I
Sony?
bought 2 of the same ones. Yeah, I bought a 65-inch version of this one for like our living room. But anyway, so I just bought this one like last month, and still I go right to the TV section. I'm like, oh, pretty nice TVs. Pretty nice TVs here. I just can't.
I
fucking
can't
help it,
believe
dude.
I still am not a 4K guy yet. This is,
Yeah, I
this
thought
is
you were
ridiculous.
gonna do that. Like
We want to.
years
We want to.
ago.
It's just not the time yet.
Right.
You know. It's just,
Yeah.
bills, bills.
Money.
I will tell you this. A lot, most of the time the thing's like, yeah, well, it's cool. But no, it's totally worth it. Like,
Damn it, Dean.
the upgrade is real. Like, believe in it. It's definitely.
Could you
worth
at Kristen and say that again?
it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Are you
still
just
feel like that's
allowed
so
back
good.
in the house?
Honestly, I'm okay with it. Like, it's funny. Like, our TV sucks right now upstairs. It's got horizontal lines going across it, but it is what it is. I can wait. By the time we do
That
get a
was a
TV,
nice
maybe
TV
it'll be. It was, and it only took like 2 years before it shit the bed. I was really disappointed. And I like Panasonic typically.
2
They're-
years? You only
yeah,
had that for
2
2
years.
years?
Yeah,
Before
just
the
about,
horizontal lines popped in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 2 years.
Which is really
Yeah.
short for them because
Yeah.
they're usually really high
Yeah.
end.
That's
So,
super
I mean, they're not
short.
nearly the same as what they used to be. But
The Sony we had in the family room, which was the television my dad bought for the living room, like when I was, I'm gonna say 16, still worked totally fine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
that's
Yeah,
why
I'm
I
pretty
swear
bummed
by
out.
Sony stuff. I always will.
Did we ever give a shout out to Teaminator?
Yeah, we did. Johnny did at least
Thank
once.
you, Johnny.
Johnny, please do it again.
Yeah, please,
He
everybody
deserves
go to Teaminator 64. He used to stream a lot of Beautiful Joe. I think he started to branch out a little bit. He used to be a Beautiful Joe speedrunner, but he's branched out into other areas as well. But
I
give him
never
that
got to
follow,
play
guys.
that game.
He's been supporting us
I
so
got
much
so
recently.
burned on that demo disc that I never went back.
Yeah,
I just like had to
right.
guard
That
against
deleted
it.
your save file.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Files plural.
what have you been playing this week, Mike?
Oh man, what did I play? Oh, so I mean I've been playing some random stuff. I played Overwatch, this and that. I'm having such an annoying time with that lately. But Octopath Traveler, dude. My God, is that game everything I kind of like. I was hoping that this game was going to give me a certain feel, a certain emotion, a certain type of play style. But I was like, maybe I'm overhyping it. Maybe I'm just going to pull back. I didn't even bother playing the demo until like late in the game. And we talked about it last week. I played the demo for a little bit, and I was like, all right, let me wait till later on the week. And when I opened up the whole game on Friday, I was just like, this is perfect. And like, it was so, I was like, I have to work early some days. So like,
So what
playing
did it
until, like, 2:30.
surprise you with that you didn't get out of the demo?
So I mean, here's the thing. It wasn't that I didn't get out what I didn't get out of the demo, because I only played so much in the demo. I only played up to a certain point, and it was only like an hour and 15 minutes. And I was like, you know what? Let me wait for the full game. It's only a few more days. But what I was not expecting was the ability to get every single party member and get their story background.
Right.
One of the things that concerned me was that with so many characters, there's 8 characters, obviously, Octopath, that with all those, I would have to replay from the beginning just to get their beginning story. I wanted to experience all of them, but I'm finding out as you go in, no, you get to experience every character's beginning story as you
If
meet
you
them.
want to.
If you want to, you can go and play the main game, but right now all I'm focused on is playing all these different characters. And each one is so ridiculously unique that it would warrant its own game, which is insane to me how, like, and this is why, the other thing that was surprising too is, okay, this is a $60 game, but then you have like something like World of Final Fantasy and I Am Setsuna, which are like $40 games. So why would this be 60? But then you get into it, and again, because of all the content, you're like, okay, no, this makes sense. They put a lot of time and effort into this. But there's just so many, I mean, between how beautiful it is and like, it from the, little bit you've seen, but like the different areas, the different ways that the combat is done, because of the characters' different movesets. So you talked about your, whore's ability to seduce people.
Goes out and calls her a whore. What the hell, man? Primrose is a beautiful lady. Don't talk about her that way.
What did she do for her?
She is my sexy stripper vigilante.
You're right.
Wanting
My bad.
vengeance on the men that murdered her father.
Okay,
There's no whore involved. Dean, would you call a sexy stripper wanting to avenge the death of her father a whore?
Wait, before I go on, her power is to seduce others into doing her bidding.
Does she accept money in exchange
Yes.
for sex?
Well,
Yes.
she doesn't personally. She gives the money to
To
her,
her pimp.
master.
It sounds like she's a whore.
Oh my
Damn.
god. Anyway, so her thing, but her ability is to seduce people, and like you kind of.
I love her
get to be on
anyway.
her party.
She's my pretty woman.
What's interesting though is that the girl, I can't remember her name. Is it Primrose? No, that's your girl, right?
Yep.
What is the girl's name? The one up in the top, the healer.
The healer. Oof, I can't remember.
But her ability is also the same thing. You guide people, they follow you. Lady of the Night.
That's more appropriate. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. I
She's
mean,
my sweet lady of the night.
my guy chose the thief, and his thing is to steal things, and you can steal in the middle of combat.
You're kidding. Steal things? A thief?
But like, there's so much to it, and it's really tough because I don't want to go too long on this. But each one's different. Like the one character, the Huntress, her story is my least favorite. It was very drab. It was just boring. It was just I kind of plod along. Like, come on, let's go. But
I actually did hear that from a few people now. Yeah.
But even when you get through it, like her ability is I think somebody in the chat was saying that you capture creatures, and so basically it's Pokemon. Like if you the more you fight them, the lower their health or their status condition, the more likely you are to capture them, and then you can use them to attack people later on. And each one has their own abilities, and then they have support abilities, and then obviously the way that you combine your team. So I'm so taken by this game. Like the music is absolutely sensational.
Even from the demo alone, I could tell the music was going to be great.
There was one point the other night where I had to stop playing for a few minutes, and normally I'll mute everything. I don't want the sound in the background, but it was so nice to listen to. I just let it play on loop in the background. In the healer's area. Hers is my favorite so far. It's beautiful. It's snowy. You have this beautiful cathedral in the background. I'm going to post a picture when I can get it uploaded from the Switch. But if anybody out there is interested or has ever enjoyed a JRPG, this is 100% the game to go and grab.
Yeah. I think it's sitting at like an 85 on Metacritic right now.
Something like that. I'm surprised that because I honestly it's one of the only times I've been grabbed by a JRPG in the way I am with this. Like even with Final Fantasy 15, I don't think I was grabbed in the same way. So I was expecting a little bit higher even.
I think
85 is
the
bad,
complaints that I'm hearing are that it gets repetitive and redundant. So I would say you haven't played long enough to see that complaint through. Yeah. Like I know specifically Jason Schreier, who's a huge JRPG guy and was hyping this game through the roof. He was tweeting about how disappointed he was in the game.
Really?
So yeah, but I mean, it still has an 85 on Metacritic. So obviously the consensus is that it's great. It's killing it. But the Jason Schreier, somebody who is very renowned for his JRPG knowledge, a lot of people take his opinion very seriously, and I know that turned a ton of people off the game when I saw his review of it.
But I mean, right now I love it. I love this game, and I wish I was home right now playing it.
Well, you're not.
I'm not. You're right.
You're here with us.
You're not.
But I would love to
give it 100% while you're here, Mike. Damn it. But I will be playing it tonight.
Yeah, you haven't touched it yet.
Well, I did the demo.
Right, well, I mean the full game.
Yeah, I have not touched the full game. I will be streaming it tonight, Monday, I should say, tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time when I'm starting, and I'm going to continue with Primrose, and we'll see how things go. If I want to jump into somebody else's story when I come in contact with them, maybe I'll let the chat decide. I have no idea. We'll figure it out as we go along, but I'm super excited to get back to it because I had a lot of fun with the demo last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago.
You could choose to not play their beginning.
Sure.
I forgot to say that. You can actually, when you meet the other character, they can still join your team, but you have the option of playing their origin story or not, which is also super awesome.
Dina, is Kingdom Hearts still your primary venture?
I finished Kingdom Hearts 2.
2? Nice. What did you think of the ending?
I thought it was a great ending. Super corny, super cheesy.
I saw you say that.
Obviously. But
the power of friendship.
I loved the ending. I thought it was awesome.
That final battle when you're teaming up with Riku, man, against what's his name, is really badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great scene.
That was awesome, and I loved seeing the because you totally forget because you're just so wrapped up in everything going on that like Donald and Goofy were like a thing for the entire game, and then they come out and everyone's just like super happy, and it's like. It's super cheesy and heavy, but
until the last moment when Mickey's letter comes, you could be like, "Oh, this is the end. This is the end of the series."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
Now, has this gotten you more pumped, less pumped, equally pumped for the third one?
I was always excited for the third one, regardless. It just looks like a great game, even without having played the other Kingdom Hearts games.
Right.
I have played 1 and 2 now, but I'm saying if I hadn't, I think I would be just as excited just because it looks awesome.
Yeah. Did you see the post-credits scene? Did they have the Birth by Sleep extra video at the end?
I didn't play Birth by Sleep yet.
There's like a secret video at the end of 2 that leads into Birth by Sleep. I was wondering if you saw that.
No, but I'll look into it.
Okay. I remember when I first saw that way back. That was such a cool video.
You had to 100% it, though?
I'm not sure. I know it was in Final Mix version, which I think is the one that's on the HD collection.
Okay, so
but I don't know if you need.
Maybe I think originally it was locked unless you 100%ed it.
It might be. I honestly don't know.
I can just look it up.
Yeah, you should definitely look it up. It's a badass secret video that, is just a little bit of foreshadowing on what Birth by Sleep is going to be about.
Everybody thought it was like a tease for the third one. And we're like, oh my god, this looks so awesome. And then nothing happened.
The music in it especially is just so badass. It's a
I'll
great...
definitely look into it. I am going to play Birth by Sleep, but not quite yet. I want to give myself like a little more time so I'm not all like Kingdom Hearts out. I want to play it far enough away from 3 that I'm not like also like
Burnt out.
overdoing it.
Yeah.
But then I'm also trying to like get it done sometime this summer. But I started I've actually played a bunch of other stuff since this week. I've just been jumping around, just kind of like cleansing my palate. I played a little bit of Mega Man 1. It's so fucking hard. It's just so
What
hard.
did you play it on?
I played on the collection.
Oh,
The PS4
SNES?
collection. Yeah.
Okay.
No. On the PS4 collection.
There's a PS4 collection?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
Mega
Mega Man
Man
collection.
Legacy collections.
Did that just release or is that old?
2 months ago?
The-
2 months ago?
The first one's been out for a while. They just
Okay.
released the second one
Yeah.
with the rest of the games.
That was like
Gotcha.
2 months ago, right?
Yeah, the first
Something
one
like that.
came out like a couple of years ago, maybe, and
Mhm.
it has Mega Man 1 through 6, I think.
Mhm.
And then the
Do
next
you-
one has 6.
Do
through
you
whatever.
like that type of difficulty? Does that do it for you?
No, it doesn't.
It
No,
doesn't
it's
for me
not.
either.
It makes me really annoyed because I'm just trying to like enjoy myself, and they make it super impossible. With that
Yeah.
said, I also started Cuphead, which
Oh my god.
I
Hey.
See,
love.
that's different. That difficulty is enjoyable. But when I play like these old retro games, I feel like it's difficult just for the sake of increasing the longevity of your game, and that's it.
Mhm.
Yes, it is very frustrating because you'll get to the very, very end of like the stage, and you'll have nothing left, and you get hit once, and then you're done. You're back at the beginning. I'm like, there's no progression. There's just no sense of progression unless you played the shit out of this game when you were like a little kid and you know every
Right.
nook and
Which is what they
cranny of the
wanted you to
level.
do back then.
Right. Which I didn't play Mega Man back then, and I'm like,
Yeah.
let me enjoy it now, psych, because you fucking can't. So I dabbled in that. I tried to play through a couple of different stages, like a few times each, and I was like, maybe another time. I do like it.
Yeah.
I need sense of progression, and like I can't when I'm just getting shut down at every turn like that. But I love Cuphead. Really, really fun.
Yeah,
glad you
I like
started
that a
it.
lot too. Yeah.
Beautiful game, dude. The music,
it's
everything
so
is
good.
just- it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Everything's so well thought out. It's
The
like-
execution on that art
insane.
style is perfection.
Yeah.
They nailed it in
100%.
every way. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. It's kind of like Ori. Those two games, they just nailed the look they were going for.
Yeah. And then I played I only played like the first 3 levels, I think, of Cuphead. I played like two of the boss battles and then one of like the coin levels.
Uh-huh.
And then I was playing some Injustice 2 with the community.
Yeah,
Now,
community
did
game night.
did you
That was
stream
really fun.
Cuphead? Or I can't remember what you streamed the other day.
No, the last thing I streamed was the end of Kingdom Hearts
Kingdom
2.
Hearts, right? You should try to stream that. People really enjoy that. I mean, if you're in the mood to play that, obviously. If you're in the mood to play something
And if
else.
you're okay with people seeing you break
but,
down and
but
being
Cuphead,
people really
yeah.
enjoyed watching that, like, for both of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will likely be streaming Cuphead until I get through that.
Yes. I just played Ni no Kuni again and H1Z1 again, so
You're enjoying Ni no Kuni more, though, now with the new difficulty, right?
I like the new difficulty much more. It's actually super difficult in certain areas. If you go into these Dreamers doors, which clearly I was not leveled up enough for the one I kept going into, those are difficult. And then the kingdom building adds a layer that I was waiting for, and I'm glad that it has popped up in that game because that is very fun. It brings me back to Dark Cloud, as I think I brought up on the
Yeah,
last
you're
show.
saying that on the stream.
So yeah, Ni no Kuni, really happy with that game. Although I'm going to take a break from it to move on to Octopath Traveler, and then I'll get back to Ni no Kuni at some point. That is a game I do want to finish. And then H1Z1 Battle Royale was a good time. I did solo the entire night. I got into the top 10 several
Oh, you
times. I
didn't
got into the top
end up grouping up with
3,
anybody?
but I never grouped up with anybody except for the last match with Crazy Legs.
Gotcha.
That was the only one I got to group up with anybody with because it was there were server issues that night with. Like not server issues. I guess there was network issues with PlayStation because the Fortnite Season 5 launch was just killing everything. It sounded like so. Devaney, when you guys stream in Octopath tomorrow, Monday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be starting Octopath, and I'll be doing that 2 times a week until it is completed. Thursdays, I'm going to save for either multiplayer or bounties.
I'll do it on Tuesday if you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely going to be a slower stream. Normally I'll play multiplayer. And
Yeah,
everything
right.
Like that, but
Yeah, so I'll be starting that tomorrow. All right, let's get that wheel spin done now since we're already
Only
a little
40
behind.
minutes into the show.
Yeah, let's get the wheel spin done now. This one is for Teaminator. Thank you so much for that 22 viewer raid again. Oh, we still got the other wheel up. Let me switch that over to today's wheel. Where's the profiles at? There we go. Defaults. Speaking of, I got 30 sit-ups on there. I had to do 8 different workouts in a row last night. That's what people were talking about. If you saw it on Discord, I almost died. I had to do 120 push-ups.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Did you actually get through 120
Yeah,
push-ups?
I did.
Jesus.
It was not easy. I had to do the last 40 in segments. I did the last 40 as 20 and then 10 and then 5 and 5 because my arms were jello.
That's me right now. That's why I thought I was gonna be late because I had to go right from work to the gym. Luckily, I still have Planet Fitness active, but I canceled it while
Bonus
I was there.
XP. There you go, guys. Does that work capitalized? It does. Okay. There you go. Bonus XP to the entire room. That one for Teaminator. Once again, guys, the prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 more will get you a spin, and you can get into the next wheel spin segment. Right now, though, we are going to move on to the official non-gaming portion of the show. It's called the Level Up Show. Has no game. 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. Are we ready?
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Born ready.
And Dean's always born ready. First up, a lot of comic book news once again this week. Seems like that's all we focus on anymore. This time around, Joaquin Phoenix is going to officially be the Joker in some type of origin movie. This is separate from Suicide Squad. Jared Leto is still Joker in that, so this is its own separate thing. It's got a budget of $55 million, which is obviously pretty low for any type of comic book superhero movie, but I mean, if it's focusing on the origin story, I could actually understand why it would be a little lower. We'll start with you, Dean. What do you think of this, man?
I am a little bit split because
Perturbed?
yeah, in a different world where the DC universe went differently on film, I would be really, really down for this. First of all, I'll just judge it as things are now in this reality. Joaquin Phoenix, I think, is an awesome casting choice. I think
I
he
agree.
is born to play the Joker. If any of these characters, you know what I mean. I don't care if it's low budget really because it's not a Batman Joker movie. It's just a Joker origin story, and he's just a thug when you get right down to it. So you don't need a huge budget, and that evidently was Joaquin Phoenix's idea. He pitched that to his agent, and that is why this is like. So it doesn't sound like they're like out of money. It sounds like that was the goal to make this like look like grounded, just like down and dirty. I'm open to it. I wish this was taking place of Jared Leto and retconning that, but you know, we'll see what happens.
What about you, Mike? What do you think?
Like we all three of us said, perfect casting. I don't think the movie is necessary at all. And I actually am really unhappy about it just for the sheer fact that I don't need an origin story.
Exactly.
And I don't want that. If
Unless it is an origin story that doesn't actually give us the origin.
Or,
kind
right,
of like
if they
Killing
want
Joke.
origin of like how he came to Gotham or anything like that.
Yes.
But even that though is kind of a murky subject because you want to know that he's a mystery.
Yep, I agree with that.
Agreed 100%. That is the biggest problem.
Next up, Neil Blomkamp is in the director's seat for the next RoboCop film. This is not going to be a remake, though. Supposedly, this is kind of doing what Terminator is doing and Halloween is doing, where they're retconning things and getting rid of the extraneous ones and doing a sequel to the original. This is a straight sequel to the first RoboCop film, and I feel like Neil Blomkamp is a good choice for that. He has not been able to struck gold ever since District 9, but I mean that film shows that he has the ability. That is such a great movie. It got a lot of recognition as an amazing movie at the time. It was actually nominated for Best Picture even. So he's got it, man. He's got the potential. I hope that he's able to get out of the rut he was in for Elysium and Chappie and able to go back to District 9.
Let me put it out there. I saw Elysium. Not that crappy.
No, I wouldn't say crappy.
I didn't hate it at all by any means. So he's not a terrible director. And actually what he did with that... Right, well, that's the thing is that for the story, that's one thing, but for the actual visualization, how things were played out, the pacing, I thought was fine. I thought he did well with that.
What do you think, Dean? Do you have any interest in RoboCop at all?
I have a mild interest. I enjoyed the original. I saw this reboot.
The one on screen, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed parts of it. I think I was able to enjoy it probably more than some of the diehards, just because I'm not like wasn't really connected with this as a kid. You know, I'll watch a new one when it comes out, like to Red or something.
The only way I will watch it is if it has the original musical theme. Bum, 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 bum. It's so cheesy, but
Yeah.
it's so good at the same time. We always joke about that, my cousins and I, because I don't know why that just cracks us up. How cheesy that is. Next up, we got multiple photos from a few comic book movies, actually. First up, let's take a look at this one on screen. A new look at Venom.
This is so sexy and super disappointing at the
Sexy
exact
Venom.
same time.
He's a very sexy Venom right there.
This is exactly what I wanted out of a Venom from anything, but that's what hurts so bad, knowing that he's not technically attached to
So
Spider-Man.
let's discuss this here.
And
First
I'm
of all,
open to, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yes, I agree. Goddamn, like is that Venom?
Right?
Yeah.
I was so like I'm pissed off it's not going to be like in Spider-Man
Right.
initially, but I mean I'm just so happy to see this interpretation on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, have they said like this will never connect? Because I know
They have
all
not
talk about
said
it.
that, no.
They have
Right.
alluded to it. They basically said it. They outlined it in the past, but they haven't said anything recently. So that's the only reason why. And I'll agree with you. That's the glimmer of hope that I have for it.
Yeah,
that
I
it's
have a little
going
spark
to-
in me that refuses
Yeah.
to die here.
Because I think seeing
that's
how
okay.
the potential could be,
Yeah.
I think Marvel's going to be like, you know what? Let's renegotiate this contract. And
I don't
Speaking-
think it's going to be Marvel. I think it's going to be Sony that's like, let's get Venom in there.
yeah.
Real quick, speaking of potential, Shazam up on screen. Not bad. You know,
No.
the suit, this is like a,
I like it.
this is not like a film, like capture here.
No. It
So
looks
the
awesome.
costume looks a little bulky and stuff, but
But I enjoy
let's wait
it.
for the film. It looks good. Yeah.
I hope they go with the campiness of it. Like I hope it's a very campy, almost like a silly, like up and comer, almost like what was that movie, the really shitty one with the kid that finds the alien spaceship, and he gets like and it's like a armor suit that he gets.
Oh,
Indian in
God.
the cupboard.
no,
Yep,
it
it
was
needs to cover it.
something boy. It wasn't like Space Boy.
It was
No,
something
it was
stupid,
like
but you know what I mean.
Star
Like,
Kid.
Star Kid,
Space Boy.
Space Boy, Star Kid. Close
Same
enough.
thing. Close enough.
But I hope they go with something corny and cheesy like that.
Well, we're not gonna have any time to talk about it, but there's Aquaman up on screen too. We got the Fisherman King, I think is what his name is. He's played by Digimon Hutsu, and looks pretty
That looks
good.
pretty good, too.
Actually, the CGI not looking bad for that.
No.
James Wan is directing, and I'm optimistic actually when it comes to Aquaman. I must say
I just don't know how to feel anymore.
Yeah.
Like
about the
I don't
DC
feel
cinematic
like
universe.
The universe, yeah.
do we get invested, or like are they just gonna finish what they had and then?
Well, didn't they say
No,
that
I
there
just
was
go
only
into
a
any
couple more left?
DC cinematic universe at this point expecting the worst,
Mm-hmm.
and that way, anything better than that, I'm
They
you
can
know,
fail
okay.
up.
Wait, did you guys see? Did we talk about like Justice League ever? Because I know it wasn't on the show when it came out, but you guys all saw it.
Ooh, I don't
right?
think so. Not you.
I
and
was actually going to say that. That's exactly what happened there for me. Justice
we
League.
did
I
a
went
little bit. You
on.
and
I
I
went
did.
in with the lowest of expectations because personally, I really strongly dislike Batman v Superman. So I went to Justice League like I'm going to expect that again. And personally, I think Justice League is a step above Batman v Superman.
I'm opposite. I think it's a step below.
See, I think at least it was entertaining. You know, it's dumb as shit. The pacing is all over the place.
Dude,
it
that
jumps around
CGI
way too much.
for-
The CGI is bad.
What's his
But
name
at
is
least
just
it didn't
disgusting.
literally make my eyes get heavy in the theater. I actually was falling asleep during Batman v Superman.
See, I had the opposite thing though. Like I was in Batman vs Superman, and I understood why there was because I saw it like 2 or 3 weeks later, and I understood why there were people that didn't love it and it was let down. But I also really enjoyed what I did get to see on screen. Whereas Justice League, the entire, and I went with Danielle, and I'm like, and she had no interest. She doesn't have any interest in any of them. But even I shared that. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like there was one point where I turned to her. I'm like, I don't know why I
Yeah.
chose to do this.
Well, during Batman v Superman, I remember Kristen turning to me and she was just like, "What's going on right now? I don't care about any of this." Pretty much what she said to me, and I had to agree with her. I was like, I agree. I don't care about anything
Do
that's
you
going
guys
on right now.
want some hot takes from the Marvel fanboy himself?
Yes, please.
I like them both.
Oh man, what do you
I can't
what do you
explain
like about them?
I don't know. Just I like Batman. I just like seeing him doing stuff.
Like,
That's
well,
fine.
here's the thing. This
I
is
get
what's weird to
excited
me.
about that, I
The-
guess. I don't know.
One of the things you just said Batman, and it was Rick saying we didn't forcing his tone in there. The amount of comedy that I felt was forced, like the whole thing with Batman when like right at the end of the last fight, and like Batman and Superman are laying there, and one of them's like, "Oh, you hit my nuts" or something like that, and it's just like that was so. I thought it was funny
The fact that
as
there
I
were
was
two
saying,
different directors definitely
really
sticks out.
hurt.
Yeah, it does. It
And
really
I
does.
think that's what bothers me the most. And I think that
But-
I wouldn't hate it as much as I did if it stayed with one solid director the entire time.
I think don't get me wrong, they're both bad. I'm just saying I like them, but I recognize they're bad movies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If you isolate just the Batman action scenes, I would be like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah,
He's
if you
cool,
include
dude.
everything else, it's
Yeah.
not a good movie.
But I
It's just
Right.
not.
I think my attachment to Marvel enables me to enjoy them. Like I just don't have as much on the table to lose
Right.
in these movies. So I'm like, that was cool. That's
But as
alright.
like you're a hardcore Batman fan. Like,
don't
you go into those and be just like looking at the untapped
Yes.
potential, the lost potential, what they're doing with these
Not really,
characters?
because think about it from I am a Marvel guy pretty much through and through. I always have been as a kid before MCU and everything blew up. So Spider-Man's my guy. When the Spider-Man movies like don't pan out, I'm like, like I take it to heart. When this stuff doesn't pan out, Batman's always cool in these movies.
I don't
Right.
disagree with that, but it's just not enough. Like I don't want just him to be cool. I want the movie surrounding him, the character surrounding him, the
too.
story surrounding him. I want all of that to be just as cool. That's what
Me
he
too.
deserves as a character, and we have not gotten that in
Right.
any of the
I
stuff
agree.
post Nolan.
And I do like
Right.
DC, and I read the comics and stuff. So like, I want them to do better. I want them to do well. But I just think, in the sense that like you enjoy some bad movies, like that's kind of what I get out of these.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I
I
just-
literally brought up
I
the movie
need-
Star Kid.
I need to know what's next. Like Matt Reeves is working on this next Batman movie. Like is Ben Affleck on board or not? Like, are you gonna
Right.
announce who's gonna be
Dude,
Batman? Like, I just need to
that
know.
is
Stop
the
it.
biggest will they, won't they, in like the history of
Oh my
Hollywood.
god, just stop it. Like, let us know what's
Yeah.
happening. I
I will
need to
say
cut
out
the cord.
there, just to stir the pot a little bit, it has been confirmed every single time that Batman can absolutely beat Superman.
He can.
There's no doubt he won that fight in BVS. If that's even a conversation, I feel like that's
Yeah.
just.
Oh yeah, in Batman v Superman, the way they
wiped the
framed
floor
that,
with
yeah, he won in that.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not acting like Superman couldn't wipe the floor with him in
Oh,
in certain
100%.
situations.
But almost
but
every single time that
He
you've
did.
seen it,
He wiped the floor
you've
with the
seen
entire
Batman.
Justice League
Yeah.
in Justice League.
Exactly. If there's always the joke, right? I don't know if this is like a meme or whatever, but it's you guys. I'm sure you guys have heard this, the prep time meme, right?
No.
As long as Batman has prep time, you can beat anybody.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
that
okay,
whole
yeah, yeah.
meme.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is as far as the comics go, and it sounds dumb, but that's what it is. That's the way the comics frame it.
Yeah.
Is as long as Batman has enough prep time, he can beat God. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter who it is. He just needs the prep time,
Right.
and that's it.
I will put this. I'll put my reputation on this. If Ben Affleck sticks with Batman and he does this Matt Reeves movie, I think this will be the best Batman movie ever,
Interesting.
including The Dark Knight. I think if Ben Affleck stays committed and Matt Reeves is able to tell his story the way he wants to without WB interfering and shit,
That's the
I
problem.
think that will be the best.
That's not my problem personally. I'm kind of off with Ben Affleck now. I don't want him anymore. I don't care if
I'm with
he
you.
is. I don't care if he's committed. I don't care if he gets toned and is into the role. I'm turned off with him as Batman now.
I am too.
and I can't see him as as Batman. I can, I guess, because behind the
can.
mask and the voice modulation. But as Bruce Wayne, I just see Ben Affleck. I don't see Bruce Wayne. I need
I'm not
somebody
that
else
far
in
yet.
the role.
I'm not that far yet at
Perfect.
all.
That is why the perfect way if for this movie to pan out is to do what I have always said. You put that son of a bitch in Arkham, you lock the doors, and you never see him take his cowl off. It's Batman, One Night in Arkham Asylum, and that's your movie. And it would.
I
be
think
so
that would be
fucking
really
good.
cool for you, but I don't know if that would be cool for a lot of people.
Who
I
wants
think
to see
Why?
Bruce Wayne? Why? That's the.
I don't know. I don't
Rabbit.
think. I think like the audience that doesn't read the comics, I think might actually be a little
you know
disappointed
what?
in that.
They can all fuck off. They've
I
had how
understand.
many
I understand.
Batman
Like, this is
movies
what
at
you want.
point?
I get it. That's what you want. I'd be cool with that too, but I think a lot of people would not be cool with that. I think
Here's
a
the
lot of
thing,
people
dude.
want
We
Bruce
need to
Wayne.
do another one of these types of shows again. This
if
is,
you look
this is
at-
such a long conversation.
If you look at what is working for Marvel, it's sticking to source material, and it is it is. There's stuff in there for the general audience, but a lot of the stuff is like they're going for Marvel fans. DC is still going for the general audience, and it's just a garbled fucking mess. At some point, you got to look at the comic book and be like, okay, this is a dope Batman story, and we just have to tell it.
I have to say though, like Rick's saying, who cares about audience? I think I might be in that audience too myself, because how do you do, like, even if you do an Arkham movie, right? And let's go to Arkham Asylum, for instance. They touch on Bruce's past in Arkham Asylum, even though he's in that position in that situation, in that setting the entire game. You get these flashbacks to give you insight into what's going on with him, what happened before that relates to everything, and you can't do that unless you take him out of the cowl.
Yeah, so look at what you just said though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if you do the movie. If it was the entire movie with him just focused on capturing the villains and defeating the villains and nothing about Bruce Wayne and what makes Bruce Wayne and the personality of that all, I would check out a little bit.
But see, that's what I don't understand. And here's the thing: you have so many other movies, so many other forms of media to give you that history. Why can't? So here's the thing:
I'm not saying I want the same history. I want them to give me more. I like but do something we haven't seen before.
That's fair. So you want more history, but what about people that want more action? So
you have plenty. Do you really need, like, if he's in Arkham, you're going to get plenty of action.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So why do you need more of the history then?
I'm just saying, if they do that, give me flashbacks, give me setup for
another movie
that ties him in with these villains, that gives him a little personality of Bruce Wayne.
I think flashbacks would be cool if it made.
That's all I'm saying. It's like if he was just in the cowl the entire thing and all he was doing is fighting villains the entire movie. I get everybody's like, oh, Infinity War, it was nothing but action. I get it. That's not what I want from Batman. I'm sorry, it's not what I want from Batman.
No,
I want action just like anybody wants action, but I just want a little bit of that personality too of Bruce Wayne.
I think
to pop
you're
through.
assuming that just because he's Batman the whole time means it would have to be action. Just because he's Batman, when I say stay on the cowl, I mean he's in the suit. He's there. Maybe
he'll take off the cowl here and there.
Maybe he takes the mask off. Whatever.
Yeah, and that means he's
really
Ben Affleck.
Sweaty. He got
That's where I
lose
it. That's where I lose it. That's why we can't have Ben Affleck. Get him out.
The point is, you could also have great setups to really see that guy's brain for what it is, which is the worst highlighted feature of Batman and Bruce Wayne in all the Batman movies. They never show how fucking smart he is, just as a detective. And putting him in Arkham Asylum opens up so many doors for that. And that's what I really want to see, big time. I want to see the detective, like, getting down and dirty, and they just don't do it. They avoid it almost.
Dean, we need a new superhero and comics show.
You just got it. Episode one.
That's it. We'll just have to include it in the Level Up show from now on. What are we gonna call it, Dean? What's the new segment of superhero talk on the Level Up show?
I don't know. I'll have it at the end of the show. Ask me.
Okay. Yeah, figure it out. We need it by the end of the show.
Just to add there, they did this today, and I don't think it's gonna make it for next week. Did you see that they're having issues financially and rights wise for Bill and Ted 3?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not 100% confirmed.
Oh man. That would suck. People have gotten so attached to it already.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was the Level Up Show Has No Game. 6 minutes of non-gaming talk. What was that? Actually, 20 minutes there?
It was at least 20 minutes.
Yeah. I enjoyed myself quite a bit.
Me too. But
Dean, we're expecting a title for the name of that segment by the end of tonight.
Man.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Mike, we're up with that community segment thing we do sometimes every week.
What's it called?
What's it called, Mike?
It's called Community Question of the Week, where you guys can all go to our Discord at discord.gg/levelupnetwork and go to our Community Question of the Week section, where we ask you guys to pontificate a question and give it your
Word of the day toilet paper this guy had.
Yeah, right? Shat all over it. This week's question was, many gamers are extremely upset over PlayStation's position with regards to crossplay with other consoles. The question is, what would it take for you to not purchase PlayStation's next-gen console at launch? Yeah, a few great responses.
We had a bunch of great responses here.
Quite a few.
Really good responses.
Luckily, you narrowed them down.
Yeah, I kept it to 6 this week.
I was like, oh my god, if we get all of these again.
Yeah.
All right, the
first
one
come,
comes
first serve.
from Kelly Jellyfish. She said, ultimately, I'm going to purchase the PlayStation based on the exclusive games, not necessarily because of what the PlayStation can do or can't do. The only thing that would prevent me from getting a PlayStation would be a significant drop in quality or quantity of console exclusives.
Yeah.
No,
Nailed it.
Very astute.
Nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, at least. It's all about the exclusives.
I
Price, I will say, will matter for me
That's
too.
absolutely a
But at
contributor.
least as far as at launch goes, if they went back up to like $600, that would be a question at least. But
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Honestly, if it's $500, I'm questioning it.
500, I think I would probably be okay with. It's if they go that $599 US dollars, then I'm going to be a little wary.
Yeah, I would say 400 is. I think they hit that sweet spot with the last gen.
The thing is, I'm actually foreseeing next gen being 500 for both of them. I mean, we did 400 for PlayStation 4, and then Xbox One X started at 500. Actually, Xbox One started at 500 before it dropped down. I mean, that was 5 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Inflation, it's got to go up eventually. So I would think we might see next gen consoles being a little bit more expensive than this generation's.
Well, yeah,
Maybe.
especially if the components are going to be built to do like native 4K, they'll have to be more expensive.
Actually, I was reading about that this week. I think the guy from AMD was saying that if you wanted to do 4K, native 4K 30 FPS in high quality fidelity graphics, you would need to have like 7.5 teraflops, which is like 4 times as much as what the PS4 has now, 3-4 times as much as the PS4 has now. So, yeah, I mean, God, you're going to be needing like a NVIDIA 1070, 1080 to do that, which, I mean, if you go by the prices of that thing, I know it's different for, if you buy in bulk and all that, but still, that could give you a little bit of insight into how expensive these next generation consoles are going to be if they want to go native 4K. I personally don't think they should. I think they should do checkerboard. It looks
It's
good
fine,
enough.
dude. Yeah,
it looks good enough. But
both systems look great. Like you really don't, unless you really have like, I don't know. Everyone always claims like I can know the difference. You fucking can't. Like you really
maybe
can't.
you can, but is it really that much of a difference that it's worth the amount of
No.
resources it's going to take up going from native 4K to checkerboard?
My only thing is maybe
And the
not right
price
now.
increase.
Maybe
price
not
increase,
right
yeah.
now, but maybe eventually it will. And I think
Maybe.
that's the worry and that's the concern. So I mean, yes, I agree with you guys. It's not it's such a negligible difference that it's not worth, fighting over right this second. But
Do
like
you think
5-6
they will?
years from now, yes.
Do I think what?
Do you guys think like the next Xbox, the next PlayStation are going for native 4K?
I think they will be capable of native 4K for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
developers, if they have the choice, will go for native 4K. I think almost ever they will never go for native 4K.
Imagine those fucking
History has
sizes
taught us,
of the files,
developers never go for the highest resolution. And before this generation, they didn't go for highest frame rate either. They went for
Right.
graphical fidelity, and that's going to be the
It
case.
even took them a while for them to get the high frame rate this gen too.
Yeah.
So
You go 1080p, 60 FPS, checkerboard upscaling to 4K, and you push the shit out of the graphical fidelity.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's going to be most impressive for the most amount of people, in my opinion. But good answer, Kelly.
definitely a good answer. She needs points. She's in Hufflepuff. So
I forgot. Dean is supposed to take this segment.
It's okay. He can have one. This is it for him, and then he's
no,
fine.
you can have the rest of it. I don't care.
I'm not picking
I mean,
up
it's
your
fine.
fucking sloppy seconds. You finish your job.
You
I
can
don't
get it
want-
next week,
Can't
Dean.
give you the sloppy seconds either.
Dream Crushing
Finish
needs to
your
come
job.
back.
Don't worry,
Kelly
we'll
gets
bring it back.
100,000 points to Hufflepuff.
How many points?
100,000.
100,000 points to Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is on the board.
What was with Dave last week? 10 points.
He started off with 12 and then
And
ended
then,
up
like,
in 1 million.
2 million.
Yeah, it escalated very quickly.
Very quickly. All right, Far Thunder went in with Sony drops all their studios and have no more console exclusive releases. That would stop me from purchasing the next PlayStation console. Also, if they ever officially switch their PlayStation analog sticks placement, I would be incensed.
Is that a word? Incensed? Maybe it meant enraged.
Maybe.
Enraged, I bet is what it meant
Yeah,
there.
I'm not sure about that.
Enraged.
I got what he was saying. I got the gist of all of it.
I talked to him in private about that, and what he was saying is, and I don't know the full nature of it all, but he says he has issues like physically with asymmetrical.
Interesting.
So I completely
I get
understand
that.
that.
I mean,
Although
I
there are
love
third parties that would be able to
the-
satisfy you.
It's weird playing the PlayStation so exclusively for so long. I have gotten more used to the DualShock way, but I think over time, if I had gotten, if I was able to play with a Xbox controller for 2 months and then a PlayStation controller for 2 months, I think I would still prefer the Xbox controller. And that's just my personal preference. The way my
interesting.
hands are, going to. I think it's a better controller in my opinion. Believe it or not, I still think the Switch Pro controller is actually one of the better console.
Oh, really? I disagree with that. I feel like that feels
Yeah.
cheap to me.
Really?
I don't
I
like it
love
at
it.
all.
It doesn't. It's not. It's a good controller, but it's not really like even on the board for.
I think the Xbox controller feels really well built. I think
Mm-hmm.
it feels really high quality. I just don't. It doesn't fit well into my hands. I don't like the way it feels in my hands near as much as the PlayStation 4
get it.
controller, personally.
I love them both. In fact,
yeah.
I went and played. I was playing something on my PlayStation earlier, and I literally put my PS4 to sleep and picked up my Xbox controller, went right into Cuphead, no problem. I just have a brain like.
Oh yeah, I would say it's.
I don't
not-
even register a difference. They just feel. the
Oh
same
really?
in my
Like to
head.
me, I could tell that there's a difference, but like it's one of those things where it's not like I'm paying it. It's not you never pay attention to what you're playing a
Right.
game with, or at least for us. You know, it's one of those things where we're playing the games for as long as we did for and how much we do. You know, it's definitely something that you don't ever really think about afterwards. But I can feel a difference immediately. But afterwards, I go
The
right back
fact
into the game.
that there isn't even needs to be a debate which one is better is a good thing for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, yeah. I mean, they're all going towards the same kind of shape and ergonomic.
Yeah.
Or what I don't know what the word
It's
is.
just a matter of when. What do you think Google's controller will be shaped like?
I
circle.
still think that won't ever actually happen, but
It's going to be
No,
a
I don't
giant
either.
ball with just yellow, red, green, blue. It's just going to be a ball.
yeah,
And you're going to hold it and you're going to kind of rub it.
rub it.
You're
It's
just
gonna be like
rub
those
it to
old like
move
arcade
around.
machines for the golfing, where you just take the ball and you go huh,
Flick it
bowling or golfing, or you just go
off. You
like
just
that.
rub it.
That's all you
rub
do.
it in
Just
circles.
rub it,
That's
yeah.
how your guy moves forward. You kind of just like shake it really hard to.
I want to give a quick
jump.
shout out to Ferocious Falcons. I found him the other day through Twitch Connect.
Oh, cool.
Really cool, positive individual. Love seeing that. Welcome to the show,
Nice.
Ferocious Falcons. He's a Twitch streamer guy, and does really well. Very positive, and I love
Cool.
that. So check him out, guys. All right.
All right,
What do you
Far
think?
Sender, we're going to give him 100,000 points to Ravenclaw plus an additional 50,000 points for stumping us on a word that is actually a real word.
Incensed is the word.
Mhm.
Is it mean enraged?
Yeah, I think it's put off. I think is what it is.
Oh, gotcha.
Mhm.
Not quite
Good to hear
enraged
that.
then. Just put off.
Yeah, so
Not maybe it won't
150.
like get him not to buy the system,
1,000.
but he would be disappointed.
Yeah, it would definitely put him
Gotcha.
off to not get it.
Gotcha.
Good for your lexicon there, then, Farsender. Nailing it.
To be incensed is to be beyond mad.
Oh, okay, no, it
Oh,
is-
so that's like
yeah, it's
that's
enraged,
enraged. That's high
you
level. Somebody use a rage command. Where's the rage command? at?
Right?
Somebody bring that in, man.
But then again, I mean, if I was a person who didn't care for that controller, I mean, I wouldn't abandon a whole system for it. There's plenty of third-party.
That's
games
what I
you
said
can
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
third party
yeah,
would be fine.
There it is.
All right. Did I?
All
I
right,
rung the bell. We're
you
good.
are
We're good.
rung the bell.
Yep.
GFN21 said PlayStation has blown me away with their exclusives this generation. So seeing a massive drop in quality in that area is the only thing that could make me consider moving away. Even then, I doubt I could. I vastly prefer their trophy system, PS Plus, the UI, plus all my friends use PlayStation. Absolutely great answer. Now, there's one hole in this. They're not,
Tell me the hole, Mike. Where's the hole?
So
Find the
I
hole.
agree with every single part, except all your friends use PlayStation. What if every single one of your friends decide to get an Xbox?
But they
not
don't.
gonna- it's not
This
gonna
is
happen.
No.
Yeah.
But well, here's the thing. That's not the reality.
I don't like
of
this
the
hypothetical situation, Mike.
I'm just saying, like, what? God forbid. What? The whole point of this question is, what would get you to switch? What if, for God knows what reason,
That's what she said.
Drew, myself, Dean, Johnny, everybody, if there was something that happened with PlayStation that really just put us off, I'm just saying.
If I'm talking
don't
about me
know what it
personally,
was.
I maybe eventually get an Xbox. I start with PlayStation because, as Rick is saying at the beginning of his post there, most important to him are the studios, are the exclusives,
I get
and then
that.
coming down after that are
Right.
it's a place to play with your friends. So clearly that's not as important to him as the exclusives are. So yeah, I think I would
agree with
probably
you.
wait it
that's-
out.
and that makes sense. Like everything else he said was made sense. Like the trophy system, I agree. The PS Plus system, absolutely 100%. The UI, I agree to an extent. I do agree. Like Dean was saying, he hates the UI for Xbox. There are certain things I do like actually better than Xbox.
Dude, the Xbox
than
UI
PlayStation
is a living nightmare. And
Yeah,
it's
for the
not
most part,
gotten any
it's
better.
not good in my opinion.
Not ideal.
No,
I
because you have to
hate
go like into a separate section for any of your games for the most part. Like you could pin a couple of them.
It looks.
Yeah.
You know what it
Your
looks
thing.
like? It looks like. It just looks like a giant pop-up ads everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what
Not.
it looks like, and
The
that's why I
stuff
don't
you
like.
actually need
but
is there. It's just
When you hit the
presented
Xbox
that way.
button, I actually like the options and the like how smooth it is. Like when you hit the Xbox button, I feel like you have a little bit more control over certain things than with the PlayStation.
I fucking hate it.
What it
I don't
reminds me
really
of
like PlayStations
is
that much either.
I like
Yeah.
PlayStation. I like how simple it is,
I like
personally.
it more, but I don't think either of them are great.
What it reminds me of is like iPad versus Kindle. Have you guys ever used a Kindle before?
No.
That
Yes.
thing is nothing but ads.
Yeah,
everywhere. You can't even find where you want to go on that thing. It's ridiculous. It's like the iPad versus the Kindle. That's what I feel like PlayStation versus Xbox is as far
Yeah.
as UI goes. But
But yeah, I
do
mean,
love
like,
my iPad.
I get Rick's, like everything else I agree with him 100%. It's just like, the
then
friends
how many
thing
points, Mike?
It's helpful.
I feel like you can't call that a whole because you have to take the information at hand, which is they don't. His friends all use PlayStation, and
Well, at
he's
the
a
time being.
let me finish. And he's a multi-console owner, so he would probably have no problem buying both because he already has.
No, absolutely, I agree.
And he's Rick, so
and
bias.
So
Rick,
it's
so it's
fucking
whatever.
perfect.
But I mean, it's Rick and it's Gryffindor, so 200,000 points to Gryffindor.
Gryffindor is on the board.
That's appropriate.
Jersey Tom responded with the only thing that could prohibit me from buying the next gen console would likely be the price. If PlayStation went back to a PS3 price model, I think that would prohibit me from immediately from picking it up, and instead force me to wait until an inevitable price drop that may take place a year or more later. Aside from being completely out of my price range, I can't really say that their business practices up to this point have been deterrent to me wanting to continue supporting the PlayStation brand as a whole. While their decisions on certain things are certainly regrettable, overall the quality of exclusive titles and services does provide will keep me coming back. Very well thought out answer. Absolutely, I get that, and that's somebody who just enjoys the PlayStation ecosystem all over.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell in reading that.
He
So-
can recognize the flaws and the faults, but it's not enough to overcome what they do offer as far as quality exclusives. I can completely understand that side of it. That's kind of the position I'm in, just because those flaws and faults so far have not affected me to a strong degree.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's easy for me to kind of overlook those for now, and feel sorry for the people that are affected by them. But yeah, I like this answer. Good answer,
Yeah,
Jersey.
absolutely.
Tom.
I agree.
Did you
I
guys
like it
say
a lot.
what would stop you guys from getting?
I usually wait until the end to
Okay.
share my feelings. Let people take the stage until that point. But how many points we give him to Jersey Tom?
Jersey Tom is, I think he's also in Gryffindor.
I would say no. Gryffindor's doing just fine.
I think he's already in Gryffindor.
I think we're gonna have to move him tonight.
Jersey
No,
Tom
that's
is
how it works.
100% a Ravenclaw. You can just feel it. You gotta feel
Yes,
it.
Ravenclaw. Isn't Ravenclaw the most intelligent of the houses?
Maybe. I just go
After
by
our
my
community game night
feelings.
with Codenames, I think Jersey Tom needs to go into the most intelligent of the houses, and I feel like that's Ravenclaw.
All right, well, you're gonna have to take it up with him if he doesn't like how he gets moved.
He's not
But
here tonight, so
That said,
I mean, the
I
Sorting
will
Hat
give-
does take into account your preference.
this is true.
regardless,
I'm
let's
fucking
put him in Ravenclaw as a transfer, as a fill-in. We're gonna give 100,000 points to Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw's now at 150,000 points. What are you doing?
Putting on the Sorting Hat.
Nope. That's not how this works. Nope.
I like it. I
Sorting
like
Hat
this
is
a
on.
lot. In
God.
fact.
Law Bro Haha responded with, if the exclusives are going to continue to be this spectacular and beyond, then absolutely nothing will stop me from buying a PlayStation's next gen console. I have nothing but respect for Mike's position on matter, and I hope he gets what he's asking for. But for me, personally, I hate games like Fortnite. I consider games like that to be nothing but a gag. Sony has delivered on its promise to give its consumers magnificent and exclusive content you can't find elsewhere. They have the Walter White formula when it comes to making exclusives, so I would
A
expect
million points right there.
something like crossplay might dilute the product. It was made clear at E3 that if fans push for something, they will make the necessary adjustments, i.e. God of War, New Game Plus. For this to be the reason why people are considering moving away from Sony is an insult to all the hard work it put in.
Get him.
For the love of God,
Get
people
'em.
need to stop getting on me for crossplay. I could not give a shit less about crossplay.
I love
I
it.
said-
love
oh my
Bro
God.
Haha.
I know that you guys like it for the same
Slytherin.
reason, but it's absolutely 100% I do not give a shit if I never get to play a game on a PS4 with somebody that's playing on an Xbox. Could not care less. It would be lovely. I love the idea in theory. I do not give two shits.
I
Says
don't
nothing
necessarily applaud him so much for whatever feelings of yours seem to be broken. I like the fact that He's selling it like it is.
Yeah.
B is standing up for the Mecca Almighty Allah, which is Sony, and putting
God.
Fortnite and crossplay in their fucking place.
And I also love that he says this while wearing a PlayStation shirt. It's just the best.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Like, it's one of those things where my concerns with Sony were not. Like, they are great. They're delivering great exclusive games. They are giving great price points on their consoles at the right times of the year. They're doing great events with their sales on their PS Store. Great games that are delivered with their PS Plus service. They're constantly trying to look at different ways to give back to the community. However, that doesn't mean that they are excluded from anything that does not seem like a fair business practice. And this is one of them. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to just ignore a shitty business practice or things that I think are leading towards a old guy Sony, where they are just going to kind of take advantage of the placement that they have in.
I
the
think
gaming space.
anytime that Sony does anything that isn't 100% forward-thinking, positive, they're not right on the money with anything. Everyone is super quick to be like, "Oh, it's old Sony." Like, it's one thing, and it's not going to be fixed overnight. They may be working on it. They may be talking about it. We don't know. But the second they do anything that is not like totally,
that always happens with whoever's on top. Yeah,
everyone's just like, old Sony. It's old Sony.
we love to see people stumble.
No,
and
but
fall.
that's the thing. I don't want them
as,
to.
like, a society,
But that's
I feel.
and that's where I think I get bothered by this so much, like this mindset. Like, I don't want people to fail. I don't want Sony to fail. I want Sony to be the console that I get next generation. I want Sony to be a console I can, a company I can trust in with that. When they do these things, that's what concerns me, and it concerns me with any company. It concerns me with Google. It concerns me with an Apple product. It concerns me with anything I buy, at all whatsoever. It doesn't matter what it is. If they start doing things that I see, like, even, I know it's not a product, but like even Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk a lot. I look up to him. I think he does, for being, a person that he is and a billionaire he is. When Johnny posted that thing he posted in the chat that we have, that was super disappointing. That actually hurt me, just because it's something that I respect, so that, seeing that side of someone like that really, and that's what I'm going to get with anything, no matter what person, a company, whatever it is. So
Johnny,
that's where I'm at.
This is the Sorting Hat. Where'd you get any idea that this is a poop hat?
What is the part
dare you.
that you are? What is the thing that they're doing that you are like concerned about? Exactly.
I think it's the how they respond to consumer dissatisfaction. I think when they, like, for instance, I mean, the Fortnite thing is the most common, but that's like that was the most jarring to me, that they are going to, like, immediately, just drop, like, once Nintendo says they're in the game with Fortnite, it has nothing to do with Sony console, but they're like, hey, you were able to use your, account on Xbox, you're able to use your account on PC. No, you have to create a brand new account. I don't care if you delete our account from your stuff. You just have to create
I mean, we've touched on this so many times. We talked this subject to
still,
death. Nobody thinks this is a good thing, what they're doing. Some people don't care because it doesn't affect them. But I dare you to find somebody that says, yeah, this is great, that nobody can use their account on both. Like, no, nobody wants that.
Okay, but that's okay. But just saying that that's not okay, but I don't really care if Sony does it. That's not okay either. That's still just not okay. Or how about, you have an
Honestly,
issue
I
with
think
your
that is okay. There's going to be people affected by this. They're going to make a stink out of it. But, you can't expect everybody to take arms up for something that doesn't affect them. I just can't agree with that. I agree with you that it would be great if they weren't, like, doing shady things like locking the Epic accounts and stuff like that. But I have to say, I would agree with Andrew in the sense that, like, it is okay for people to not have a problem. Just, like, honestly, and where I'm not going down this rabbit hole, don't worry. But people who want to support certain practices from Donald Trump, I think it's totally wrong. Even things things are black and white, such as, like, immigration and the way he just treats races in general. But for instance, a tax policy. If someone's like, I don't care, like, I'm living my life, that's fine. That's you. Doesn't mean we all have to feel the same way. We all fucking care, obviously. Right.
You know what I mean? But in this instance, yeah, I mean, I want them to unlock the Epic accounts. I think that's shitty. Would that stop me from getting a PlayStation? No.
No,
but
it's
play fucking Fortnite.
It's not just that. Like I'm Johnny Poolside. Why is he Johnny Poolside now? Well, because he was Puss-Filled Scab, but because he had a couple, a few One kid reported his name for being inappropriate, and not only did he lose the ability to use that name, but he lost all of his content that was attached to that account, no matter what it was.
I thought I heard that he got it back, but just
No.
never switched.
No, he never did.
Johnny, can you fill us in on that? I thought you said at one point that you actually have the ability to get Pussfield's scab back. Is this
brand.
something I made up in my head?
Maybe. I mean, you could use it on Twitch. You could use anything else. But it was
That
Sony's
might be what it is.
console that it was Sony's team. Even after he had conversation with them, talk to them. If you get your stuff hacked and you end up buying a bunch of stuff on Sony, on Sony's account, they will. The most that people have gotten refunded for was like half of whatever was purchased, and you were still at liable. So it's when you look at the Xbox side, there have been times, including mine, where my stuff got stolen. And I had someone that bought, I think it was almost like $200 worth of stuff. And they're like, hey, no, listen, we get that. We're going to deactivate, these things. You'll not be able to use them. And if you want to use them, you can repurchase them. But we're going to send you back all your money.
Yeah, I do believe
it's
that is a problem for sure.
There's so many of these things that they're so bullheaded on, and them as a company, that's not okay. And this is my issue. I know that we keep talking about, and I hate that we keep talking about the Fortnite thing, because I feel like my issue with it is just either recognized and not agreed with, or just completely unrecognized by the other audience. And that's whatever. I'm at that point where I just don't care anymore. I feel on it how I feel on it. But like, there's so many reasons I have to feel that way. I like Sony. I have not sold my PlayStation. I still use it more than any other console I have. I continue to purchase things from Sony.
Well, allow me
enjoy
to propose this to you.
Right.
They've only really, within the last, I don't know, 2 years maybe, have become are starting to become known for and becoming financially successful off of being a media company. Not Sony was, as you guys know, a technology company. They made shit, and now it's becoming more. They're seeing way more off of movies and games. So I think that the type of responding and the type of thinking that comes with being a media company is different from the type that would come from someone who's a technology company. So maybe, there's going to be some bumps in the road while they learn how to appropriate the difference here.
No, and listen, there is, but that doesn't mean that I can't have concern. And
Yes, you can, but you can, for sure. The only thing so far that you've said that people could all get behind is the crossplay / account locking thing, because everything else has been anecdotal so far. You talking about I didn't get my money back, or
I hadn't have my money.
Johnny, with his name, those individual people.
One,
well, yes, but those individual people are going to be the ones that bring up that issue. I have never ever had an issue with customer support with Sony. So my anecdotal experience is they're awesome. Everybody's going to be different for that. I'm sure you're going to find just as many people that say I had this terrible experience with Xbox. That kind of thing. I'm not going to bring out the pitchforks for a company based off of anecdotal experience based on those kind of things. A crossplay account locking thing, that's something I think people can really get behind, because that's just a blanket thing. That's a generalized problem. But I don't know about customer support as being a thing that I could ever be. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation over it. That's just not enough for me. So I wouldn't include that in this.
Customer support for most pieces of technology usually sucks.
Yeah.
And so I think as they transition into more being a media company, I think stuff like that's going to get better.
Hopefully. Again, I wouldn't know. I've never had an experience myself, but
I have not either personally, but the day
was it the last one? That was the last one.
No, it was not.
Hetman. Up.
Oh, that wasn't Hetman. That was LOL Brouhaha.
LOL Brouhaha gets 1 point to Slytherin.
I think he should get a lot of points.
A million points to Slytherin.
Look at the dialogue he started here. We had a rousing discussion.
Agreed. This is at least 100,000 points to Slytherin.
Sure, 100,000 points to Slytherin.
Way to go, Slytherin. On the board.
Way to do it, Slids.
Hetman RX responded with, I feel crossplay is overblown and overrated. If most of your friends play co-op games on Xbox, don't get a PlayStation. The other consoles are doing it to expand the player base and concurrent players online. Sony has doubled the sales of Xbox consoles and quadruples Nintendo. Crossplay is a non-issue in my humble opinion. I can't see Sony doing anything to prevent me from getting a PS5. I get it for the exclusives alone, regardless of price point.
Mike, how do you feel about this? It's the same thing.
Less. You guys are poking the bear, like just like
I'm not
trying
poking,
to anticipate.
goddamn thing,
No, but I
man.
feel
I'm
like
just
Drew is
sharing
absolutely,
the
and it
opinions.
sucks because it's just my opinion, and it's either wrong or it's something that it's agreed with. And
Well,
so it's
listen,
just kind of
you like to start your fair share of shit, so you know you got to take it if you're gonna.
Yeah, but I do it with a smile and enjoyment on my face.
Yeah, he's
like-
laughing.
Am I not smiling? I'm smiling. I've got a poop hat on and I'm smiling. What else do you want from me?
I will
Jesus.
say to address Hempman, I may not word it the same exact way, but I do feel if Sony does not want to take place in the crossplay conversation, that's their prerogative. Do I think it's smart business? No, I don't. I think they should want to be a part of that conversation. But I think, you know, I understand why they don't, and that's definitely like.
I understand the
That's definitely
crossplay
their
one.
right.
I don't understand.
Yeah, like
the
I said,
other
I
one.
don't care about the crossplay. I mean, that's fine. That's smart, you know. And
Might be.
it's-
We'll find out. It might not be in the long run.
Well, right. I mean, right now it doesn't seem like they're getting any crap
Yeah,
from it.
I would think
People
they
are
would
just-
change it if it wasn't working for
Right.
them.
Well, that's the thing is, that at this point, and this is why I got so bummed out that people didn't really kind of keep on it, because it was going to, you know, something was going to, you know, help, something was going to change, and then people were like, let's move on to another thing to complain about. And that's what happened. And so now you hear nothing about it, and so they're not going to do a damn thing.
It also depends
probably
on
not.
the type of gamer you are. Is you know what I mean? Like I'm typically a single player gamer.
Right.
So
Real quick, we just got a big raid. Raise the defenses. We got a raid from Critically Awkward. Welcome to the 18 people coming in on that raid. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for the shout out to Critically Awkward, Johnny Poolside. Way to go. I said this before, but Critically Awkward, great group of streamers there. Relatively young group of streamers.
60-hour marathon or something like
That's
that?
Nerd Stash you're thinking of. Critically Awkward is the one that they
yeah,
play a variety of games, and 3 people as part of that channel, and they all are avatars that are animated through Photoshop, really well
Really
animated.
entertaining dialogue,
Everybody that is a part of that is really,
really cool.
savvy in tech. I know Donk even works in animation. I've been talking with them recently because we're gonna have them on the show at the end of the month as a full episode guest. So everybody definitely
Will they
give
be
Critically
animated?
Awkward. What was that?
will they be animated?
Yep, they're going to be animated on our show. Yep.
Wow,
Will we-
that's really cool.
That'll be the 29th, the one that I don't know for sure you're going to be here
Yeah,
for.
it
You
doesn't
say you
look
don't
like
know
I'm
yet.
going to be.
Yeah, so we'll have them animated on the show, which is going to be freaking awesome. So definitely give them that follow, guys. Twitch.tv/critically awkward. They're in the chat. And thank you so much for the follows that are coming in now. Thanks to
That's
that
really
raid. You guys
cool.
are awesome.
Yeah.
It is really cool. You guys should definitely check them out.
Yeah, they're
it's
really-
not even
they're-
just the animation. They
No,
just have
that's
great
what I'm saying.
banter.
The dialogue is
Yeah.
awesome. They really kind of bounce off of each other perfectly. It's really fun to watch.
Guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're getting into the level update. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stories this week. The Last of Us Part 2 being the first of those. So Donk Show, don't go anywhere. Hold on tight. We'll be back in approximately 90 seconds. I'm going to get a good drink. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 225. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, please hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get alerts whenever we go live. Also, we got a big raid from Critically Awkward. I'm not sure why the shout-out's acting weird. Is that the first time it did that, or has it been doing
haven't
that the
seen
whole
that
time?
before yet.
That API error. Either way, it's very easy, guys. Just click on Critically Awkward's name in the chat or go to twitch.tv/critically awkward and you can follow them that way. That was not the only raid. We also had a raid from Teaminator, at the start of the show. So thank you so much for the support that's coming in tonight. Thank you to the follows too. Noble Help, Jeffy, and RH Cooper. I'm having a tough time reading that, but thank you. Warmcoat and Angelique with the resubs. And Angelique gets a special shout out because she just hit her 1 year anniversary. Congratulations being a part of the Plus One Posse for
I think she
1
started
year.
streaming again recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
If it was, unless it was like a one or a couple, off time things, but I did see her live again the other day. I got to stop in. So
Very cool. If you guys don't know, we have something here called the prize wheel. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin. So that does mean subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, sharing, tipping. You could host for 10 viewers or more. So Critically Awkward, you're going to be a part of that, of course. And then on top of that, you also have Twitch Prime subs are counted in that, and sub gifting counts. The giftee will get a wheel spin, which is really cool when you guys do that. So keep that in mind. Moving on, let's get into the crux of the show here. It's called the Level Update. This is our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news.
Just imagine the song.
given like the way we banter, it's easy to see how kind of Funny's morning show has gone the way that it started to.
Yeah,
You know what I
understand
mean? Like it's really easy how the
garbage truck on
dumpster
fire.
Yeah, the garbage truck on fire went.
So I told you we would talk a little about The Last of Us. We have some new information as a part of an interview with Neil Druckmann. He let it slip that Ellie will have an NPC character, ally, whatever you want to call it, with her throughout the game, or at least throughout a portion of the game. Of course, in the first one, Ellie was the NPC ally for Joel, so it's a little bit of a switch around here. Who do you think? Who are we going to get as this NPC ally? Dean, what do you think?
I mean, my mind goes to Joel, but that's too obvious, right?
Right? It's got to be too obvious.
So
Maybe for a portion? Maybe we get a little bit of Joel?
let me ask
Would
you
you
this
be
question.
disappointed if we don't get any Joel?
Yes, I would, because I
Playable.
love Joel.
Or not playable, as an NPC
I mean,
character.
if you do, you're only gonna get him for the first 5 minutes before he dies.
I just
You might
want
be
him
right.
to be around. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just loved Ellie and Joel so much. But you know what?
I think it's gonna be the mom.
We have the first game for that, so I guess I can't be too disappointed. Like,
Right.
if I want that, I have it still.
You
It's
think
not-
she's going to be an ally for Ellie, the mom? You think the mom is still alive?
No.
Yeah,
You think the mom is still alive?
somewhere. Yeah, and I think eventually you'll kind of meet up, and something will happen, and it'll be like very much like Last of Us, original.
I
where
think it would be
something
much
happens
more
and-
interesting to see Ellie take on the role of Joel in a sense and that she has to be the one that's like taking care of business.
Right.
Interesting hot take that it was true that Ellie had a kid that was kidnapped, and you'd take over control of her 2-year-old infant.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay. Wow, we're just going all over the place right now.
the girl in the trailer who
Dina.
she was in a relationship with,
Dina,
she's- has it been explicitly said that she was killed? Like that's why?
No, the assumption is that she was, but people are basing that purely off the fact that Ellie is wearing her bracelet in the demo here.
Interesting.
That doesn't mean that she died.
So
I-
maybe-
I
No,
don't
it should
think-
mean like, hey, be
maybe
careful,
she's
take
your
this.
ally.
Or just that she thinks Dina is dead. You know,
Right.
it could be something simple as that. Maybe she, I don't know, took it off her body thinking she was dead. I don't know. Maybe she didn't have enough time. Who
So,
knows?
Maybe
Dina
halfway through
faked
the
being dead.
game, you find out that she's alive, and then she joins you as your.
Or she turns out to be the villain at the end, and she's the one that caused the raid on the town in the first place.
Ooh, that would be cool too.
There's
very
so many,
excited about
so many routes this all could go. I think we will play as whoever Hammer Lady is. I still think it's the mother. But if that's the case, I think that's going to be a flashback sequence, and
Yeah.
you're going to see what led up to Ellie's birth and all of that. So I think that's going to be its own separate thing that doesn't relate to all of what Ellie's ally is going to be. I think her ally is going to be somebody we don't know yet. I think we haven't seen this person. That's my feeling on it right
I
now.
can get behind that.
Yeah, but either way, I'm happy that
God
there's
it
going
was-
to be an ally. I think
It's
that
Guy,
that's important.
Wario.
Me
Watching
too.
this, thank God there was convenient shrubbery in this building right here.
Growing up there, yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know,
didn't play,
just in the one spot.
I played it, but I didn't finish the Left Behind DLC. What happens
no?
to her girlfriend? In that?
Oh God, what was her name? I'm drawing a blank on her name now. Riley. Riley gets bitten.
Yeah.
So does Ellie. That's they both get bitten. That's where the bite comes from in The Last of Us. Spoilers.
A little bit late now. Did we do spoilers for like a movie from 1990? something
Yeah, I mean,
one time? Like-
I'm just putting this up as a courtesy. If you guys have a problem with The Last of Us spoilers at this point, it's your own problem. I'm sorry. At this point, I think it's your own problem. You've had enough time to play it. It's been released, remastered, all this garbage.
Yeah. Once a remaster comes out, you definitely need to get with it.
But yeah, you don't actually see Riley die in Left Behind. It leaves with them talking. They just are sitting, and talking about that they're going to die. Because at that point, Ellie thinks she's going to die too. Riley thinks she's going to die. So they're just waiting it out. So you see their conversation as they both feel like this is the end for us. And then it just ends.
Are we all planning on replaying The Last of Us before 2 comes out?
No.
You're not? I'm
I
definitely gonna do
debated it. I want to go back and see, because I never played the remaster version. So I would like to see it in higher def. And I was definitely in a much different mindset when I played the first one. Not that it made me not like the game at all, but I would like to see how I react to the game now. I wanna
Dude,
see
the
what
first
happens.
time I played it was during a winter storm.
Yeah, we finally we convinced you to get it and play it.
Yeah.
You bought it online. It came to your house and
that-
you got snowed in.
That wasn't winter storm had just hit, and I also
Yeah.
had just been I had just recently been diagnosed with my anxiety disorder, so I was in like a weird
Right.
headspace. And I remember like going through that game the first time was like such a quiet, like weird experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. Like I bought the remastered version. I played like the first couple
Yeah.
levels and I stopped because I was like, this is just not the same as the first time.
Here's the thing. I don't plan on playing it, but I totally could because I'll be full time at
I was
that
gonna
point.
say you're gonna be full time.
Yeah.
People are gonna want to see it.
Yeah, it would be something. It would be probably a cool
was
thing to
smart.
jump back into.
And it'll only take probably 2 days.
Yeah, it probably would.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna. I feel like
Yeah.
enough time will have passed at that point where I'm ready to do it again.
The only reason I said that I wasn't planning on it is because I already started playing the remaster, and I actually only got about halfway before I stopped because I very quickly realized that the magic of The Last of Us is seeing what happens next in the story. Love the gameplay. I think it's great. It's very compelling, especially on the harder difficulties. But it loses that magic, you know, in the second playthrough because you know what's coming. That's a game that's only like a masterpiece on that first
On the first
playthrough.
playthrough, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's like a movie where you know the ending.
yeah, it just
You know,
it's
kind
not
of
going
like,
to
me.
affect
It's like
me.
Inception. You can
Yeah.
like Inception, enjoy Inception, but nothing is going to beat it from the first time you watch.
Yeah, I
it.
was still enjoying my time with it, but I was
Yeah.
playing and I was like, I don't need to play this again. I already
Yeah.
see with the graphical update, it looks
Right.
great. You know, I was just like, I don't need to play this again.
Right,
I'm okay
absolutely.
moving to something else. That's
There
how
are
I
just a
felt.
lot of smaller things that I would like to be refreshed on when, like, to get ready for the next chapter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah, completely. I'm sure there's a few minor details I forget from the first
Yeah.
game. So it probably would be smart to at least try it out. Ferocious Falcons, he's giving us the compliments tonight, man. He said he likes the setup, he liked the poop hat, and now he likes our very pleasant voices to
Thank you,
listen to.
man.
Thank you, Ferocious Falcons. Appreciate that,
I was
man.
gonna say, Dean, your audio I feel like is much better now than it used to be. Not that
You
it was
think
bad
so?
before, but I think that, I don't know if it was something you did or maybe I'm just revisionist history.
He just became sexier.
But
so.
it's just
That's
very
entirely
crisp and
possible.
clear.
Yeah.
Like there's no background noise going on. You don't get that like weird like whoosh when you start talking and everything. It's just it's
You don't sound like a
pleasant.
total, dickwad.
Yeah.
Pretty much. yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Well,
that's not
in
true.
face to face, I still very
ASM
much
on
sound like a dickwad, but
Oh, another 100 biddies. We got 100 biddies
Awesome.
for his Dr. Wario being the
Wow.
ally for Ellie, and now he likes the ASMR that's going on. Thank you so much for the 200 biddies from Donk Show. Really appreciate that, man. Get the 350 and we'll give you a wheel spin. But right now we're moving on to another story. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, MPD. What is it? The National Product Survey. or something
I
like that?
actually don't know what it stands for. Never knew
But,
what it
you know
stands for.
what's interesting is I've been listening to a lot of EC Allies, and every time they talk about MPD, they go and explain what it is because there's
Yeah.
somebody on the panel that doesn't remember what it is. But I think it's like National Product Survey, or it's like I can't remember, but it's something super, not what you think it is. I don't even think it's
Interesting.
that.
Okay.
Anyway, they believe that the Nintendo Switch will be this best-selling console of the 2018 year. Which is interesting. Nintendo Life writes, if you're into gaming charts and sales figures, you'll likely have your own idea as to which
isn't?
console might end up sitting at the top of the pile come the end of 2018.
who's
Looks
the
like it's gonna be
jerk
another-
off who didn't silence their phone?
That's
Real
me. I
professional.
was told to leave my phone on by Kristen tonight, so I have to. I'm sorry. Although she's probably asleep at this point. I will. I don't know. I still feel like I can't.
Oh my god!
Teasing, dude.
You know, I
It's
have to
fine.
keep it on. The reason I'm keeping it on, like, just to preface this, is because Evie is really having bad stomach problems.
Oh no!
So we foresee her waking up, and I told Kristen I will get up and handle it if that does happen. So I'll keep
Yeah,
my phone
I'm just
on.
busting your balls, dude.
No, I get it. I just wanted to explain. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
do what you gotta do.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
I
got
got
it.
it. It looks to be another stellar year for gaming, with the likes of God of War and Shadow of the Colossus already receiving universal praise, as well as major Nintendo titles like Smash Bros. Ultimate and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee just around the corner. But who will come out on top? The head of the gaming industry, the Matt Piscatella, the head
read
of
it, it's
gaming
right there.
industry analyst at Market Research. I hate just reading the stories, though. I don't know, it just sounds
Fuck.
boring. Fuck you, man.
You wrote it out for you to read that shit.
The MPD group has shared his thoughts on which console will have generated the most sales by the end of the year. Interestingly, despite the PS4 currently leading the way this year, Piscatella believes the Switch will jump to the #1 spot before the end of the year is up. He suggests the PS4 will remain as the bestseller until Q4, at which point the new Pokemon Smash Bros. Titles will propel the Switch to
I
new
could see
heights.
it, man. Those are going to be
Yeah.
huge.
I think they are.
Absolutely huge.
I think here's what's interesting is that I think more and more. I think the weird one is Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee,
Okay.
because there are a vast majority of hardcore Pokemon players, Pokemon gamers that are not going to touch it. They're like, you know what? It's more Pokemon, but it's not more Pokemon for me. Not
I
at
just
$60.
don't really get it yet. You know what
Right.
I mean?
I get that. Then there's
And
going
I
to
love
be
Pokemon.
people that are only into it from the Pokemon Go game, and they love the cross play and all that stuff, and then parents getting it for the kids, and they're just absolutely getting it. And then there's people like me that are just schmucks that are just like, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but for some reason I just feel drawn to it.
Right.
And I don't know why.
I get it.
So that said, Smash Bros seems to not be as exciting for people as I thought it would be.
It's because it looks like a port. Do you agree with that, Dean? Does it look like a port to you?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, it just it's really exciting that they literally have every single character ever. But I was watching that and I was thinking this does not look like it was built ground up for the Switch, and that's a disappointment to me.
Yeah.
I agree. I am one of the few that does not think it's as exciting that they're bringing all of the characters. I would have much rather seen
Right.
some new ones.
Yeah.
Are there
wouldn't
no
say
new
otherwise.
characters? Do we know that for sure? There's no new characters?
Yeah, they're probably going to be
Ripley
DLC.
is so far,
Ripley is the
but-
only one
Okay.
that we know of. But I'm going to bet you a little. I think they saw the success of how they did when they had the DLC characters on the Wii U.
Okay.
Because that did do actually very well for them. And I think they're going to go with that, formula. And that's, that's fair. That's fine. I don't know. Like I'm in the middle of both of you because like
Don't get me wrong. I'm super excited
Nice.
for Smash Brothers,
there it is.
especially to play it on a system where people are actually playing Nintendo games again.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
yes.
I'm stoked for Smash
640
Brothers.
by
Yo.
480.
God forbid we're ever in a
Let's all get
situation where
Nintends.
we all, the three of us are all together, and we all have our Switches with us, and we can just play, that would be amazing. But that said, like, I agree with you, like, I'm not as 100% on it, but it's just weird because usually Smash is such a huge thing, and even if it's a port, people would just wanted to port on it, and there's still that huge hardcore community for it. But then the people that just aren't hyped on it, I don't think that it's because it looks like a port. They're not complaints, but they're just like, I'm not as hyped. I don't know if I care as much, and I don't know what it is. Maybe the Smash Bros. Charm, the lore has worn off a little bit, or what. But I just don't feel like people are as excited for it, or at least in
sorry to
mass.
interrupt you, Mike, but you know the footage for the next story is playing, Andrew.
I already moved it. I was trying
you
to get
just
the
changed it.
trailer for Pokemon into the outline for you because I remembered that you asked for that, so I was doing
Oh
that
yes,
real quick
thank
for you.
you.
Yeah. But there was actually one other part to this story. He also shared a list showing his predictions for the top 10 best-selling games of this year by the time it reaches its end, going from 10 to 1, Spider-Man at number 10, which...
At number 10.
Number 10. I'm a little surprised by that he put...
We'll see about that. Doc.
Yeah, that's a little surprising to me. Monster Hunter World at number 9, God of War at number 8, Fallout 76 at number 7, Madden at number 6, Far Cry number 5, NBA 2K at 4, Battlefield 5 at 3, Black Ops 4 at 2, and the best-selling game of 2018, according to Matt Piscatella, is Red Dead Redemption 2.
I can actually get behind this list 100%.
Even
Because
Spider-Man?
listening to, well, here's the thing. You have to remember, in front of that Monster Hunter World, that thing sold gangbusters out of nowhere and has an entire year, pretty much, because it came out in March, right?
Sure.
Or end of February, right? So it had from then for the year. So sales numbers wise, which is what they go by, absolutely will beat Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man could definitely wait till the next year.
What do you think will beat Spider-Man?
Any of these, all of these. For a total game, they're
disagree.
going off of profits.
Throughout the entire year.
Yeah, but Dean, Spider-Man's coming out. Don't get me wrong. I agree. Spider-Man is a huge powerhouse and it's going to sell like hotcakes. But you had Monster Hunter, which actually did the exact same thing. And if for no other reason than it was out at a time of year when nothing else was there. So it had, and then from then on, it has from February all the way up.
Yeah.
And then they keep adding all this free content and all this free DLC, and people are jumping on more and more. Like, I'm actually surprised that I still hear people at my job talking about Monster Hunter here and there. So that absolutely could beat it.
The only one that you can really compare to Spider-Man 1 here is God of War as being a PS4 exclusive, but, that came out April. So it's got like a 4-month, 5-month head start.
There is actually one
on Spider-Man.
How many
agree
months does Spider-Man have until the time it comes out? Until
3.
So it comes out September 7th.
Oh, so
So it's got a good 4 months at the end
yeah,
of the year,
3 and a
right?
half. Yeah, 3.5, 4 months. Yeah.
I think Spider-Man could definitely sell more than Monster Hunter World. I think there's a good chance it could sell more than God of War. Also,
See, I don't agree there. The only one I actually don't agree with at all whatsoever is Fallout 76. I think Fallout
you're
76
not
would be number
thinking
10.
about the mass reach that Spider-Man as a character has. People will buy systems who don't play games just to play Spider-Man.
I think, I mean, yes, to an extent, but I don't think nearly as much as
I
you
know
were thinking.
several of them that have told me I gotta get a PS4.
Yeah.
I want to play that Spider-Man game.
Yep.
Well, I got it, and I am getting one.
And they're
as
going to have a
necessary,
bundle
but-
too, of course.
Right, and I
Yeah,
agree with
sure.
that. Don't get me wrong with any of that, but I think that compared to any of these other ones where people were going out of their way to get, God of War or something like that, they never play those types of games. And you're not going to beat Far Cry, you're not going to beat Madden, you're not going to beat Battlefield 5, you're not going to unfortunately beat any of those because those are just staple.
Here's
powerhouses
what
of
could
games.
change everything. What if, considering Spider-Man comes out close to holidays, if there is a holiday PS4 bundle with Spider-Man, that changes everything.
Right, absolutely.
You know, that then God of War, I don't think we'll be able to hold on to that number 8 position over Spider-Man. But the God of War might have a bundle at the end of the year as well. We'll have to wait and see. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Donk Show, bringing himself into the next wheel spin segment with 500 biddies.
500 biddies.
Now up to 700. He's number 3 on that top cheers of the
There it
month. Way
is.
to go there, Donk Show.
Nice.
Appreciate that, man. You're
Who's
awesome.
Number one.
Number 1 right now is not visible. Let's see if we can drop down the
Unnamed.
menu. Number 1. Oh wow, what the hell's that all about? Why can't you see it?
Who are you?
Oh, I know who it is. Oh, you know who? That's really bizarre. Okay, I'm not going to bring it up right now. We'll talk about it later.
Oh no, Divani Kid. First the bananas and now Spider-Man. What is wrong with you?
Spider-Man looks horrible.
Are you blind? I
Did
don't
you-
understand.
Poop on your face and just wipe it away when you watch the
Puke in my
trailer?
brain.
Like, what are you talking about?
Even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, how could you say it looks horrible? Just on a gameplay level.
Hold on, wait. Here's the thing. What we've seen from Spider-Man so far, official now, as far as being shoved in our face, is the CGI trailer.
Has there
The-
been any CGI
oh, no, sorry,
trailers
not
for
the
Spider-Man?
CGI trailer. The
Oh, he was
the-
kidding.
What's it called? The buttons. Whatever you call it, QuickTime event one.
Yeah.
Look how
and
fast
then-
he said hashtag changed my mind and then 2 comments and said it's kidding.
Never mind.
I had a feeling though when he put hashtag change my mind that he was being sarcastic. He was kind of like poking the bear. That's all he
I'm
was doing.
choosing to believe that we
Absolutely.
changed his mind.
Okay, that's cool. We just have that strong of an influence over people.
Oh man.
Clearly. But yeah, interesting. We'll have to wait and
I would
see
like to
because
see-
as somebody said in the chat, right now God of War is second best-selling game of the year behind Far Cry. So
I am surprised
things would have to change a
that
lot.
Fallout doesn't sell more than Far Cry, and I'm
RH
also surprised that Madden's in between them.
By the way, real quick, RH Cooper, watch some of the other stuff. Negative is not the lead bad guy.
No, he's
and they've
not.
kind of made that very clear in the E3
Mm-hmm.
presentation.
Does seem that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, keeping with comic book games, well, probably comic book games.
Dean.
We got another story here for Dino.
Also, it's Mr. Negative. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that go.
Thank you.
Did he say Doctor Negative?
Yeah, it was
He said-
Negative
He
Man.
said Negative Man.
Negative
she?
Man? Oh, I thought he was
He or
going
she?
Doctor Negative. No, that's his father, Doctor Negative.
Dr. Negative is
Doctor Negative is my father.
I like that laugh.
I know, I heard it too. I was like,
I don't think I've ever heard Dean laugh like that.
Dean, go ahead. You're up, man.
Rocksteady confirms their next game will be shown. Will not be shown. We wish it would be shown at SDCC. Dual Shockers writes San Diego Comic Con 2018 is taking place next week from July 19th to July 22nd. And while the convention isn't normally known for its massive gaming presence, one developer with a former comic-related IP decided to get out in front before the show starts to crush everyone's dreams and say that they will not be attending. Jamie Walker, the studio director at Rocksteady, recently took to Twitter to let fans know they shouldn't expect any announcements regarding the studio's next project at SDCC. Quote, before people start asking about whether Rocksteady will be at SDCC this year, we'd love to be there, but we won't be ready to talk about our next game for a while yet, which is the worst sentence I've heard this whole year. Walker stated, as for when it might be time to finally learn more about this game, he simply teased, you'll know when it's time, which is the worst thing to say to us.
That means nothing. That
It's
means
the worst.
absolutely nothing.
Of course we'll know. You'll be fucking showing us. What does that mean? I don't understand.
I mean, are we really that surprised though that it's not going to be at SDCC?
Yes,
Really?
I am.
I never
Yes.
would have thought it was going to be at San Diego.
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
that was like I thought that was a
I
reach
didn't
the
until
moment I
it
heard
wasn't
it.
at E3, and then I was
But that's
like,
the thing. I think everybody was
gotta
just
be
so
Comic-Con.
desperate for it that it has to be like to me that was not the right mindset. To me that was just like
I
there's-
just don't believe that it's still like they haven't even announced what it is, and so
Right.
I was like, all right, it's not at E3, like it must be at Comic-Con. It must be, and it's not
well,
there
hold
either.
on. So let's just think this out real quick. We got Arkham Knight or we got Arkham City in what year? Do you remember?
Arkham
I'm
City?
gonna say
2011.
Yeah.
2011, I want to say.
And then
Wait,
Arkham.
you're talking about Arkham Knight or Arkham City?
No, so Arkham City.
Arkham City, I think, was 2011.
That sounds. I'll look it up.
And then Arkham Knight came out maybe, what,
2014?
4 years later?
I think 2015.
2014 or 15.
Like, I think it was
yeah.
4 years later.
Arkham City
So-
was 2011. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Arkham Knight had to be 2015. 'Cause
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that was 4 years, right? So we got 4 years from one game to another. You know, granted, they probably reused only certain assets. But they
Arkham
have
Origins came out 2013 in between.
But wasn't that a B team?
That was WB Montreal.
That was a
WB
different game. Yeah,
Montreal.
right. So that was a different group. So what I'm saying is, it's not about the time because of the game. I'm saying for the team that actually works on it, they had to make something completely brand new from the ground up. So it's only
but
been 3
we would have
years.
known at least what was happening.
Not in the current climate. They're smart. Rocksteady is a company I respect, and I
It's
think
not
they
even announced
recognize.
the game to
Yeah,
tell-
I think they are smart enough to say we do not want to announce anything. I think everybody is really.
I mean, it depends on how far away
recognizing-
it is.
Right, and that's a whole other.
I mean, if
aspect
it's
of it.
this year, I'm a little surprised that we haven't heard about it
It's
yet.
not this year. It's going to be.
If
at
you're
least
going by
next
the
year.
poll, the majority says that they think it'll be revealed, not even be revealed this year. They don't think it'll be revealed until next year, 2019.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think it's
At
going to
this
be touched
point,
on until next
no,
year.
probably not.
I mean, there's still some big shows. Gamescom and PlayStation Experience and the Game Awards are all big shows.
Game Awards
Rick-
are the only possibility. Everything else
Rick
is
said
absolutely
Game
not.
Awards, and I think that's actually a good call. if
That's
it
where
is
we got the
Game
Arkham City
Awards.
reveal at. Arkham City
Yeah.
was revealed at the Game Awards.
Now
It's going to be a
here's what
Wonder Woman
I
game.
think could be a possibility. What if WB? Wait, first of all, why did you find it being a Wonder Woman game funny? Why not?
I don't know. I don't see them doing that. I don't think that that's going to be. I
Dude,
thought that
now
was just like absolutely.
It's more than
unrealistic.
ever the time for them to do.
I think it would be
Wonder Woman.
great. I just think that they would not go that route.
I don't know. I don't think that's such an easily dismissible possibility for me.
I would
But-
love to be wrong.
I think if it's maybe WB Montreal like is going to be going first with whatever they've been working on.
Wow, you
Maybe
think so?
that's why Arkham Knight or fucking Rocksteady hasn't like said anything. Maybe they want to like WB Montreal's thing's gonna come out. They're gonna wait until like that's all done out and settled, and then it's Arkham Knights. Like maybe they're trying to do like a
Yeah.
buy release thing, like some others like companies are trying to do, because they're doing something in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, they've been.
It
There was a Suicide Squad project that was for sure being worked on, and it was teased at the end of Arkham Origins, and then I think this hasn't been confirmed, but it's all but confirmed. The word is once the movie came out and like Suicide Squad was looking like a damaged property, the game was scrapped, is what a lot of people think.
Right.
So that's when these rumors about a Damian Wayne Batman game happening, and there's been like the same 4 rumors all circulating, but nobody knows which studio and when is the problem.
Right.
It all has pretty much involved Superman, a Justice League game, a Damian Wayne Batman game, and Rocksteady and WB Montreal. Those
Yeah, but-
5 factors have all been like circling for a long time.
Right, but that's what the thing is. Like, how much of that is just pipe dreams? You know. I want that to all be true, and I have
In
a
my
strong feeling it
opinion,
will be. But
When there's smoke, there's fire, and this has been the same smoke for
Yeah.
like
It has
years
been a
now.
while.
yeah,
So I don't know. I feel like
I think
one
I would
of
be a
them
little
has to be.
disappointed though if WB Montreal was first at this point, just because we're all waiting for Rocksteady.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what you want, but WB Montreal, Arkham Origins was a great game.
Yeah, I heard so. Yeah.
I'll take what I can get at this point.
Okay. Very cool.
But
Cool.
goddamn, am I excited! I've been thinking about just playing through. I had mentioned in our Discord. I've literally put over 100 hours into Arkham Knight. I'm about ready to like just play it again for fun.
I love that
From the
game.
beginning.
I love that game. That was a great
so
game.
fun, dude.
So good.
Yeah. Anyway, we are moving on to the next wheel spin segment. We got a bunch to do now, thanks to Rezub's hosts and cheers. You guys are awesome. Anything worth $5 more gets you a spin of the prize wheel. This one here is for Angel Leak with the Resub, a 1-year anniversary resub. Ooh, we're doing a lip sync challenge at some point.
Farsender, B team for a B tier superhero.
Oh, jeez.
Well, are they? I don't think they're
Oh,
necessarily.
no, they're not
B
B team.
Critically awkward.
I
Get
think
50
he just.
XP.
I think he just means that Rocksteady is definitely the superior team, whereas.
I mean,
you
they've
know,
just
the-
proven themselves more. WB Montreal is
Right.
new.
Right.
Next up, we have Warmcoat with the resub, 17 months, getting an audio hook. Warmcoat, I think you're in the room. I saw you earlier. Whisper me, man, with a link to an audio file or whatever you want to be your 3 to 5 second audio hook that plays when you enter the command. Next up, we got Baz023S. He's up to 35 months now. Not even just that, he's a tier 3. He's a $25
awesome.
sub, Baz.
That's so cool.
And that's 50 XP to you, man. Let's give
That's
that
so
right now.
respectful.
Points, add Baz 50. Way to go, Baz. And next up, we have Donk Show with 700 biddies now. 700. I think he wants 2 wheel spins. He wanted to get that 700. That's why he did 2. That's why he did the 500 there. So we're gonna do 2 for Donk. 350 times 2 is 700.
Hey,
It's good
Dean.
math.
10 XP to the room. Way to go,
Why
room.
don't you, because you're not doing it. Why don't you pick out our wheel spin or lip sync song?
Okay.
Okay. Mike, you have a costume to put on.
Do I?
Yes, you do. According to the first spin for Donk Show, you have a costume. Nope, not gonna allow that. Not gonna allow that. He's put on the crown. He's put on the crown, Dean.
Yeah, that's not a costume. That's a reward for doing good deeds.
Reward.
Oh!
There it is. Do it again while I go get my thing.
And over and again. I wanna
Now I
kiss
just
you
wanted
all
to talk shit about Nintendo.
Wow.
Dun dun dun. Till the night closes in. Till the night closes in.
This is really good.
Thank you, Dean. I had to. If you guys don't know, that was my lip sync challenge song during Extra Life. Did you know that, Mike? Do you remember that? That was my lip sync challenge song when I had the shaved head and everything.
Listen to me. I just showed that video to my
Oh, you did. I knew you.
family.
Who'd you show it
The
to?
shaved head?
I had a very close to shaved head. Yeah, that was one of the milestones for Extra Life.
This past Extra Life?
Yeah,
Wow.
I buzzed it very short.
Wow.
Wow. And then I had the porn stash on and the glasses too. Have you ever seen that video, Dean?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, you should look it up. It's
Oh, Dean hasn't seen it.
it's rough.
No, I didn't even know you had
Oh, hey,
shaved
there's
head.
a giant fucking spider.
Yeah, it's a short buzz. That's what it was.
Wow.
I prefer the lip sync versions to that, man. All right.
Yeah.
All
You want
right.
to toss this over there for me?
Yeah, good choice, man. Good choice.
That was great. I'm so happy that I chose that for my my costume too.
Yeah, that was a good choice.
That was so accurate,
coincidentally.
especially because he's like, I need a Superman to
Yeah.
take me away or something like that. I'm like, oh my god, there's never been a more.
Oh, we
accurate
gotta do another
costume.
wheel spin too. Turns out this one
Oh,
for
boy.
Donk Show. Again with another 500 biddies, he took over as the top cheer of the month.
Thank you, Donk Show.
Oh, looks like I'm putting on the costume chest this time. all right.
Why you do it after the reaction?
That's a good choice. Yeah, I agree. We
You're
don't want to have a
welcome.
costume on for the reaction. It's probably good.
I don't know. I don't like it. I feel weird. Like, I
Yeah,
did
because then it
one
goes up on
time,
YouTube and
I'm
everybody's like, "What the frick is going on here? Why is this guy wearing a cowboy hat and whatever else?"
How do we not have a cowboy hat yet?
We got the sombrero.
No, it's a sombrero.
It's close enough, I guess. Close enough.
It's a sombrero. It's a cowboy hat. No big deal.
No big deal. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go to. I don't think we can do this reaction. Oh, we can. We can do this reaction screen because Dean is not here in person, so we can zoom in. Okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. I'm all red from that lip sync. Holy shit. Give him my all there.
Hey, Miss Bell.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Miss Mel.
I meant to say, you sounded like James Hadfield, like whispering the beginnings of Metallica.
Oh man, I went for it. I went
Oh,
back
It was like
there.
scream whispering. I was like, what?
Scream whisper
The
tickles.
fuck? Okay, yeah.
You know, it's the only way to really get into it. If you completely
Sure.
silence yourself, you can't get into it. I'm sorry. It's just too difficult. Do you agree with
Right,
that?
I agree.
If you're trying to like completely silence yourself, it's just too much. Too much, man.
It's like, I think it's difficult to completely silence yourself, but I still get pretty into it.
Yeah?
I just feel the music. I let the music move me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you, man.
I like when the one time someone was saying something about it, and Dean was like, "Yeah, because when we do it, you have these two idiots that don't know how to lip sync. They just talk and whisper the whole time."
You know,
I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty accurate."
as long as the mics are muted. you know?
Right.
All right, guys, let's do a reaction here. Welcome, level uppers, to a live reaction time. We are going to be watching the newest trailer for Pokemon Let's Go. Or is it Let's Go Pokemon?
Let's go Pikachu. Let's go
Let's
Eevee.
go Pikachu.
So it's Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Or let's go Eevee.
Yes.
Or Let's Go Eevee.
There's two.
I'm putting my foot down and just calling it Let's Go Pikachu.
Thank you.
Can we just
There's
call it
too
Pokemon
much.
Let's Go?
Yes.
No, I don't know. I don't like
It's called
that.
that.
I like Let's Go Pikachu better.
100%.
We could talk about this for 3 hours, I think. But let's get the reaction. All right, we're going to check out the latest trailer. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 here, Dean. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's
I love the
adorable.
music.
It is good.
Brings me back.
Riding. Was that in the original?
I mean, kinda. Not like that, but yeah, it was. When we had to surf to the island.
Okay,
Cinnabar.
yeah.
Wow, talk about Pokey knowledge right there. Cinnabar Island.
You're helpful, Professor Oak.
Also, it's kind of a dick.
Oh, wow, this music.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Oh, okay, this is new.
Oh, you have no. That's been in 3D.
This
as well.
music to be followed up by ding, ding, ding. Your Pokeballs are ready.
Your Pokeballs are ready.
Choose a hairstyle.
Yeah, they've been
What?
really deep
He's got a
into
bouffant.
like touching your Pokemon and customizing how they look.
Riding Onyx around. Arcanine.
Well, I definitely like this.
He doesn't... I'll talk about it after, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Brock. Oh, man. Misty's got, like, the short, stubby legs thing going on. She's got the swimmer's body. The long torso.
This is the most interested I've been in this game so far from this trailer.
Yeah, I'm glad I held on and watching this.
The Pokemon themselves look great.
Yes.
Like, straight out of the artwork, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that it's over here, here's the thing: is it doesn't look like this was intended to be a Switch game to me. Would you agree with that?
I disagree.
I think this started off as something else.
No, well, here's the thing. I think it was what can we do to bring Pokemon Go to whatever. Well, you know, okay, I might agree with you because I think they were working on a remaster of Red, Blue and Yellow,
Right.
which is what this ends up being. This is actually a remake of the original game. I don't know if you know that. So you're gonna
I knew that.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go through the entire story of the first game. So I think you might have some truth there, but I think they also have assets, and I think they also want to keep a certain art style and a certain look to their stuff.
No, I don't disagree with that, and it actually does stay faithful to the world map of the original for the most part, while also updating it. I also want to say I saw Jigglypuff myself in that trailer. I don't know if anybody else did. I was from behind, but Jigglypuff was that in that trailer,
Yeah,
Miss
I
Mel.
know that Jigglypuff ass anywhere, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I'm going to put it up full screen so we can inspect that jiggly ass in all its glory. Just wait for it. The jiggly ass will
my
come.
God.
Reality
You know what?
simulator.
I probably shouldn't put this full screen. We all know how Nintendo works with YouTube.
Yeah.
So never mind that. But yeah, Jigglypuff was in there. Yeah, I will agree with you, Dean, that this is the most interested I've been since I first saw it, because it really does look like a remake of the original here, as opposed to before. It looked like there was a little bit too much Pokemon Go
Yes.
taking over. Well,
That's
this
my
one,
concern.
I feel okay about that.
Do we know, like, if you don't play Pokemon Go, is your
Jiggly ass.
experience in this
Sorry.
game, like, hindered?
I think what it is that I think you will be able to enjoy this as a standalone game, as the
Yes.
remake, as what it is. You're going to see influences from Pokemon Go in it. Like, you'll see the Pokemon in the world versus just random encounters of them. And I think the battle system will look similar to how it does in Pokemon Go. But I think not having Pokemon Go won't hurt anything. If anything, it will help because you will be able to bring Pokemon with you, and then they will kind of train with you on their own.
Oh,
so
that
it's
was
like,
Clefairy, which is the
I don't want to
evolution,
play
right?
Pokemon Go again. I liked it when I played it. I'm done though. I do want to play this.
I did pick up Pokemon Go again on my phone. I re-downloaded it when this was announced, and I actually don't hate it like at all. Like, I never really hated it, but I thought
I
it was
never
done with
hated it. I liked it. I
but
had
I was
fun.
just like, I thought it before. I was done. I haven't gone out of my way to play with it and do stuff. But like when I bring Danny to the park, I'll play with it and stuff like that. So I know doing that, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Here's what happened. I found myself in my car in the parking lot of an abandoned church. And I looked at myself in the rearview mirror and I said, "You gotta stop."
Yeah. My problem was I was feeling too many temptations to look at my phone while I was driving. I didn't like it.
Yes,
It was messing with me. It was a little too much. I remember heading out on lunch a few times to go places, and that is
Yes,
not the way I want to use my work lunch, driving to find freaking Pokemon. That is not the way I want to use my lunch.
Friday
Oh
night,
my god.
just driving around where I saw people like put out lures, and I was like, all right, I gotta hit this route up now. And I was like, I just can't do this. Can't.
One time I took Evie for like a 1 mile walk to go to a Pokemon center or some shit, and it was not worth it. I didn't even get anything good, and then
Dude,
first
the
off, it was
amount of
up there on
times-
screen again. Clefairy, I apologize. I must share my shame. I thought that
Yeah, that
Jigglypuff was Clefairy.
that was
I
very
fall on my
sweet.
sword there. If I was a samurai, you could cut off my head right now.
The amount of times I like slow cruised around my block, like just chasing them down.
He just leaves it idling through the
I was
entire
like,
development.
This is too much. Dude. Also, it kills the battery on my phone.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, man.
So here's the thing. Like, I think it'll be fun to have that, and I think honestly, it might be if you get this game, Dean. I can see you grabbing Pokemon Go at some point to say like, let's see what the connectivity is. Whether or not you keep it on your phone for that reason, I think is a different story.
just
But I don't
don't
think it
wanna
will take
do that.
away. I don't think it will take away from the game if you don't have Pokemon Go. I think
I
it'll
Yeah,
would
be
I don't
like to
think so
have
either.
this on my Switch, like on the go. That seems
Right.
great.
Do you think you would take advantage of that? Do you think you will buy the Pokeball controller
No.
thing? No, me either. That doesn't matter to me
I've
at
already
all.
talked to Danielle about it.
I don't get that at all. I don't understand any interest in
No.
that thing
I'm
personally.
sorry. I'm a sucker for that.
I
and
don't,
just
I
want it.
hate. I fucking hate peripheral. You know what I mean?
Like additional peripherals that you have to buy,
Yes.
and yeah.
Like I'm very glad to be out of the era of peripherals. So like the
Mhm.
last thing I want is the.
I think this to me though, this is my special one. This is like I don't buy peripherals, and I didn't buy like tennis rackets or any of that shit for the Wii, you know. And I don't really ever buy peripherals. Heck, even when I was when I was younger, we were really into racing games. My brother wanted to get the racing wheel, and he wanted me to go in halves. Like I wouldn't even get that. I just don't like peripherals either. This is though something special. I wanted a Pokeball. Like I always wanted a nice replica of a Pokeball.
Yeah.
But this is like kind of like, all right, I can play with a Pokeball. Like I don't know. There's just something about it that I just want to.
Something
I
kind of
just
got
want that
creepy here for a
Pokeball in my
second there. I
hand.
don't know. You're liking these Pokeballs in your
I-
hands too much.
Understand like where like you wanting like you want like a Pokeball put on a shelf or something, right? Like a nice little.
Yeah, that, and I mean, I think because it's most of those things are going to be money, decent amount of money. So why would I
Yeah.
get one that doesn't do anything? This one does both. Like, imagine if you wanted like a replica, web shooter or something like that, and it did something a little bit extra when you were playing,
I don't
the
have to
PS4 Spider-Man.
imagine.
Like the little
I am
Pokeballs, like the little Pokeballs that you got from Burger King when
Right.
the
Yes.
Pokemon movie came out that had those little gold
And when you threw them,
things
they didn't-
inside them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Anybody
I had
remember
those.
that? I had both,
Yes.
all of them, I think, actually.
I had the
all of
whole
them.
set of the gold things, and then I also used to buy those ones that had the mini Pokemon figures inside from like Target and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Or back then there was like legit toy stores. Yeah, they sold like little plastic, like Pokeballs, and when you popped
Yeah.
it open, it had
Ah.
like
The
little tiny
Pokemon pop out.
Pokemon figurines in there.
They
That's
still have
adorable. It's adorbs.
They're I just saw them at Target the other day. But yeah, no, so I'm in. I
more
know
in.
I'm buying on it.
Mhm.
Like I talked, Danielle knows I was getting it. She's like, "So you're getting this, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely."
We'll see what I'm into at the time, but I'm certainly more into it than I was before. I will say that.
Yes,
I'm
I
much
need
more
to
excited
hear
for next
from
year now,
someone who like has had hands-on time with it
Yeah.
for a while to tell me like, okay, like if they're like it's legit like blue, red, and yellow,
Mhm.
and you don't like, there's no reason you need Pokemon Go. These types of things, if I hear that shit, I'm in. That seems like
Yeah.
a fun.
Nice. Well, we're also curious what you guys think watching right now. If you're watching on youtube.com/The Level Up Network, let us know in the comments below, and also let us know what you thought of our reaction. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. But more importantly, hit the subscribe button if you want to check out all of our future uploads. We try and get our reactions up here every time we do them. If you want to catch them live, you can also go to twitch.tv/The Level Up Show and follow us there. Turn on notifications to get alerts whenever we go live, and turn on the bell on YouTube if you want to get alerts when we do uploads. Until next time, take care, and as always, don't forget to level up. And turns out I do not know my jiggly asses as well as I thought I did.
I was legit like didn't know what was happening. I thought the show was ending, and I was like, wait, did we go through the?
No, I always do that at the end of
I totally
reactions.
forgot, dude.
Yeah, I do that at the end of the reactions
Oh
so
my
we can put them
God.
up on YouTube more easily. It's been too
Still
long,
shaking off
Dean.
that rust, I know.
Yeah, shaking off the rust, yeah. All right. let us go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be doing the reveal on a subscription gift giveaway. I'll activate that during the commercial break. You guys can get in on that, and we'll reveal the winner when we come back. And we got some cool stuff to talk about. The topic of the night, if you want to call it that, is video game movies and TV shows and all that. Not that we have a topic of the week, but there's been multiple stories about that, so we're going to be entering into that discussion when we come back from this commercial break. Hold on tight. Miss Mel will be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 225. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to allow entries once again for the raffle giveaway for a $5 sub gift. All you gotta do is type in !raffle if you want to get in on that. But please, if you are already a sub, do not get in on the raffle. We're trying to bring new non-subs into the +1 posse. And of course, the prize wheel is still active. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, sharing, tipping, hosting for 10 viewers or more, and of course, that Twitch Prime sub and sub gifting are included in the prize wheel giveaway or prize wheel segment. We got 2 more of those coming up throughout the show. And we did get 1 more person in that raffle, and I think that's going to be it. You guys had enough time. We're going to close it out. And we got 4 people. The winner of the $5 sub gift is Nate Dogg.
Whoa.
Nate Dogg 24.
Woo!
You will be welcome back to the +1 posse very soon. Once I get to a moment that I have some freedom, I will bring you into the +1 posse so you can get in on the sub-only chat at the end of the show. But right now, we're going to get back into the level update. And I've been waiting for this story. I'm really excited about this. First up in Level Update Part 2, Part Deuce. There's been a bunch of Metal Gear Solid film concept art coming out this week, and it's a part of the Metal Gear 31st anniversary. We got Jordan Vogt Robert, who is right now the front runner on directing the movie. He's working on the script right now. It has not been officially greenlit, but it's hopefully going to happen. This guy is very, very passionate about the Metal Gear Solid series. I'm actually going to pause this one on screen because we have 3 pieces of concept art. They're going to do 31 throughout the 31 days. So this is a really awesome. Cool moment here to find out what this might look like. There was a video that released to start it all off. It was actually narrated by Colonel Campbell.
Oh.
Who's from Metal Gear Solid. Paul Eiding coming back as the voice for that. And, you know, he let people know about the 31st anniversary. And he said that this concept art is made as like a kind of a compilation of all these different pieces that was dictated by Robert, the director. So he wanted these sort of commissioned out to give him a sense of what he wanted the film to look like. And this one here was day 1. Here's what Vogt Robert had to say when he tweeted this one out. He said, "There's many beautiful plus insane plus iconic images to come, but I want to start with this piece by Nick Foreman. The bond we formed via Mex," I'll put this full screen, "the bond we formed via Mex reinforced that we should be loud with our love of this franchise as we may find friends and collaborators in the process." So right there, of course, we have Metal Gear Rex. There's not too much else to go off of here. It's just it shows that Metal Gear Rex being from Metal Gear Solid 1, maybe that's more the vibe he's going with as far as the Metal Gear Solid series. The guy on the right there could be anybody. It could be a genome soldier. Doesn't really matter, I don't think, in this scenario here. So that was day 1, kind of starting simple to start it all off. After that, we got day number 2, where he said, "Cyborg Ninja and the Geckos are 2 of the most iconic Hideo Kojima plus Yoji Shinkawa designs. I wanted to see their potential in the same frame. Wish I could say more." So the reason this is kind of interesting is because Cyborg Ninja is from Metal Gear Solid 1, the Geckos are from Metal Gear Solid 4, so it brings the question, like, is he just going to mix and match some of the elements of this series together to make his own story within the Metal Gear Solid universe? This is also being collaborated on with Hideo Kojima, not as like a director, but he's sort of a consult, I guess you could say, which is really great considering he's no longer attached to Konami. Some people wondered if that could even be allowed. So it's great that he has some say in what's going on here, but that Cyborg Ninja design there is freaking badass. That looks great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I know you've never really played the series, Dean, but
I never played any of them, but that looks cool as shit.
Yeah, badass scene there. And then this is today, day number 3. He said, "One aspect of Metal Gear that's important for me to translate on screen is the blending of horror imagery with stylized magical realism," and that is definitely nailed here. So let's point out some of the stuff we're seeing. Once again, you got Metal Gear Rex in the background. You can tell, we're on a little bit here before it fades out. You can tell by the a node on its shoulder. That's like a giveaway for Metal Gear Rex. In front of that, it looks like Psycho Mantis, considered
that's
one of
what I
the
thought it
greatest boss battles of all
Which would
time.
explain the zombie like.
Well, the zombies there are the skulls from
from
Metal Gear
5.
Solid V, which is the one element that I think doesn't quite fit here, especially considering everything else about this image is Metal Gear Solid 1. You've got Solid Snake's design from Metal Gear Solid 1, Psycho Mantis, the Metal Gear Rex in the background, and even the ravens that are all flying around probably are related to Vulcan Raven, another one of the boss battles in Metal Gear Solid 1. So where the skulls come in, which are basically zombies in Metal Gear Solid 5, I don't really understand what that's all about. Also, the rain doesn't really make sense. That's kind of going along with the skulls. That was something I remember what happened when the skulls were coming. Of course, Metal Gear Solid 1 takes place on Shadow Moses, which is all snow. It's one of the great things about that game is the vibe that all gives off, being in a snowy environment, your footprints leaving marks in the snow, and how that affects stealth. If they do go with Metal Gear Solid 1, I really hope that they go with Shadow Moses, that they go with the snowy environment. If they want to get the skulls in there in some way, all right, I'm not sure how you're going to do it exactly. I prefer the Genome
Well, I
Soldiers,
think this
but
would be like they would use Psycho Mantis to control them.
maybe that's a possibility. But at the same time, in the Colonel Campbell video, he made it clear this concept art is simply an amalgamation, and they're just trying to like figure out what they want this film to be. So this is not representative of what the film is going to be about.
Right.
It's Vogt Roberts trying to figure out what he wants the film to look like, and just kind of throwing things together like, hey, you concept artist, throw the skulls in with Metal Gear Rex, Psycho Mantis, and Ravens. I want to see what that looks like, and this is what came out as a result of it. But
I would watch this movie.
yeah, here's the thing: Metal Gear Solid, it could very well be the one, man, that actually could be a great video game film. It is one of the most cinematic games you can find. The whole entire series is so cinematic. But having Hideo Kojima on board, a guy that clearly wanted to be a film director in another life, you know, to have him involved as a consult, and knowing that Vogt Robert came from some decent films. He came from was it not Boys of Summer? It was a skateboarding film actually. That actually wasn't bad.
Lords of Dogtown.
No, similar to that. It had something of Summer.
I just had his IMDb up too, but I missed it.
But then he went on to do Skull Island, Kong Skull Island.
Which I did not care for myself.
Didn't care.
Really?
I
I
thought
thought a lot of people loved it.
cinematography I thought was really well done in it.
It was, but the movie itself, I did not like.
Yeah, I could understand that. It was kind of just like a fluff film. It was
Was
just
drab.
No, it wasn't drab. It actually had a lot of color to it, and was visually
very
very
colorful.
stunning. It's a popcorn flick. It's, you know,
It was just kind of fucking insane. Like
yeah, it is.
John C. Riley was like the king of the savages, and like I don't know, it was super fucking weird.
In all honesty, though, that is something that makes sense for Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid
Yes.
is batshit crazy.
The Kings of Summer. Is
The
that what
Kings
you're
of
talking about?
Summer. Am I thinking of the right film? Isn't that like a skateboarding
Three
film?
teenage friends and the ultimate act of independence decide to spend their summer building a house in the woods and living off.
I'm thinking of a different film. Never mind. I thought it was the skateboarding one. I must be thinking of Lords of
Lords
Dogtown.
of Dogtown.
Yeah,
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
Yeah.
So that's what I was hoping it was.
Does
But I'll have to
not
see.
have anything to do.
I'll have to see Kings of Summer then. I haven't seen that one, but I heard good things about it. I heard his other film was pretty good, so I'll have to check out that one. But I thought Kong showed potential for him, and I think it shows that he's actually a good fit for Metal Gear Solid. Whatever you think about Kong, the fact that it is batshit crazy is good for Metal Gear Solid. That is what we want.
Oh yeah,
So-
that doesn't really sway. Like Kong didn't sway my opinion of him as a director one way or the other. It's just there's so many people, and he didn't write Kong, I don't believe anyway. So
Probably not. I doubt it. But we do have a poll for you guys. It is, do you think JVR, John, I think his name is John, Vogt Roberts, Metal Gear Solid movie will ever be completed/released? Yes, but I think it's still years away. B, yes, I could see it coming in 2019. C, no, I think it will move to another director. Or D, no, I don't think we'll ever see a Metal Gear Solid film. I personally still am not totally convinced we'll ever see this.
Yeah.
I've kind of trained myself to expect the worst when it comes to video game movies. I remember for the longest time the Shadow of the Colossus movie was being worked on. Like, where the hell did that go?
yeah.
Remember, like, these things just never happen. Like, they say they're happening.
that'd be
Uncharted.
cool.
Uncharted is another one. Like, is it actually going to happen this time? Supposedly, we might get something tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a moment. Halo is now something that we think is going to happen, but it's
I'd like to see
Showtime.
a God of War movie, new style. I feel like with the MCU, this is like totally ripe to become a movie.
That's another one we're going to talk about a little later. We're talking about God of War and its potential for TV and film. But I've always, when it comes to video game movies, I always felt like you're choosing the wrong properties. Like, why are you choosing these ones? Like, this makes no sense. Metal Gear Solid is one you could choose and turn into a film. BioShock is one you could turn into a film. You know, like
Tomb Raider.
I mean, that's okay. I can get that.
I didn't
but there's
see
certain
that. Did
ones.
you guys see that?
I did
No,
not.
I didn't.
no.
I heard it's pretty terrible.
Really?
But I'm just always confused on the ones they pick and choose to become a movie in a
Message
video game
incoming.
I thought
universe.
Assassin's Creed was
Just
a
remember,
weird one.
Konami 6
Did you
really,
see it?
really sucks.
Half of it. Then I stopped.
We got a live stream audio message saying, "Don't forget, Konami really, really sucks." No one ever forgets that.
No.
That would be the
daily
biggest
truth.
bummer of it all, though. Imagine that, like, all this goes through, gets greenlit and all this, and then Konami comes out and it's like, "Nah, we're not going to allow this to happen."
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man, you would see some rage come out on this show if that happened.
And
I
some
swear to
tears, I'm
God, that would be the absolute worst. I don't even know what I would do, but hope for the best, I guess. Anyway, you guys voted, and you said you think it's still years away, and I would agree with that. I don't think this thing is coming in 2019. I would say 2020 or later. But thank you to AutoHost too from Bengi. Appreciate that. Mike, you are up.
Thank you for this story, by the way.
You're welcome, man.
Fortnite Season 5 patch notes are here.
Patches O'Houlihan.
So, for Battle Royale gameplay, that's what actually what pretty much all this is.
This is the most interesting part, yeah.
This is actually really cool. I saw some of this. So they added a new all-terrain cart. It's a golf cart. But you have room in the cart for all 4 of your teammates, or you and all 3 of your teammates. So all 4 of you can kind of go in there, and they do add a speed boost after you drift. I saw the coolest thing on Reddit, for the Fortnite Reddit, and this guy, you know how when people build their ramps up into the sky? Mm-hmm. Well, because it can have his teammates, his guy actually built, like, stood up and just was building, and he built a ramp up into the sky while they were on the go-kart, and then he drifted, and as he was drifting, he was building platforms so that he wouldn't fall to the ground.
That's pretty
It
awesome.
was the most impressive, cool thing I have seen. It was really awesome. The roof of it acts as a bounce pad, so it can you can move around,
Nice.
so you can kind of get to new
Yeah.
areas. And then your rear passengers can leap over obstacles with the ATK. You just lean back and release at the same time for a higher jump. So you kind of all have to work together to make it jump. And then the map has drastically changed. So here's what's interesting, and I will talk about this. The last season was all about this. It was originally about superheroes and shooting the superhero movie, and then all of a sudden these meteors like crashed. Like this whole event happened where the meteor crashed. Remember, they changed
Right.
the whole map. Well, that apparently brought down this alien being. And that's kind of the character that you unlocked at the end of the season, the cosmetic costume that you got. There was also a part where underground there was this weird missile, and this countdown just started, and everybody was trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
That was so cool.
And what was really cool was that exactly, I think it was 10 a.m. on a Sunday. I think it was. If you were on, no matter what mode you were playing in, if you were playing in, the solo, duo, duos, squad, it happened universally across multiple games where the missile just launched for everybody into the sky and did this weird thing where it just like kind of disappeared and then reappeared and then like came down, and then I think it started like teleporting different places and kind of just like spot up. Mm-hmm. So I think like supposedly the alien was trying to get back to his time or something like that.
So there's all this like lore behind it all.
Yeah, so it's super deep with the lore for that. And they're doing really well with that. But what it was even cooler was that things started disappearing. Mm-hmm. So like there were images there, like clips of like the tomato from the top of Tomato Town just randomly disappearing. Just randomly at certain times and stuff like that.
And like moving to another part of the map, or
some of them would move to another part of the map, some of them would just disappear. Then in the real world, they actually had real physical items that just started showing up around the entire world. They had.
Wait, what do we mean by real world? Do we mean like
in our world? People have pictures. I didn't realize.
Oh wow! So they're doing like a whole
viral marketing thing where like they found the burger head that was missing from the thing. They found it in the middle of a desert somewhere. They found these things, and what they were doing was they were leading people to show them what the environments of those areas were going to change to. So the Burger Town area became this whole desert area.
Gotcha.
And so they changed all these
That's
things.
cool.
So some of the new areas were the biome of the desert. A new location was Paradise Palms, which is like a resort type area. Lazy Links is a golf course. And a few unnamed POIs have also appeared in the island. Just came to change some stuff. As for game controls, the whole thing that they're doing with it is really awesome. So I really, I really respect what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean the entire lore aspect of it all is really impressive to me. It reminds me of Overwatch in a lot of ways,
absolutely.
as far as that goes. In some ways, I think it's even surpassing that.
I think in different ways they do really well with what they have.
Yeah, it's really smart. Those guys.
Yeah, no more Moist Minge, no more Anarchy, Anus.
Moist Minge. Oh my!
I think that was what's her name?
Was that Angelique?
Angelique.
Yeah, came up with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really impressed by what they've done with this game, and this is what's going to keep it going, man. This is what's going to keep it as a juggernaut. But they also added a few other things. I know they added gyro motion controls, right?
Yeah, so you can gyro motion controls with your Switch, which is, kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I remember that being posted on Resetera, and the response was a lot of people like, "Yes, finally!" So I guess it was desired.
Like, people really love these motion controls. I'm not a big fan of it, but whatever, you do you. And then weekly challenges are now split into 2 sections, free, and then the battle pass. So before, the only way to do a weekly challenge was to buy in the $10 for the battle pass.
Right.
Now they have a free version that doesn't get you as much stuff, but you can still feel like you're making progress.
Okay.
And then the paid version, so you'll get some more stuff too.
Very cool. Have you? So are you? You're playing this right now? You're going through? You still haven't touched it? You haven't touched it now.
I don't like. It's just one of those things where like Johnny and Rick were both like, in serious messaging, they're like, Mike, it's done. Just give it up. Just play. Because Johnny really wanted to play, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just, it feels weird. Like I just don't feel right. Like I don't want, like it's not me not playing it. Is going to mean anything, but like.
Oh, you mean because of like the whole
thing,
crossplay thing?
Still haven't touched it. So.
Oh, really? That's why. Okay. I didn't realize that was why you weren't playing it.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't playing. That's the only reason why.
Okay.
Wait, you're not playing Fortnite because of the...
I'm sorry, cut.
Yeah, you cut out for a second there, Dean.
You're not playing Fortnite because of the crossplay thing?
Well, from the account lock thing, yeah.
Why don't you just play it somewhere else?
Well, because, I mean, the only reason I like playing was because I could play with Rick and Johnny and everybody else.
You just cut out on me, actually, as well.
Oh, that's weird.
He's sticking it to the man.
Yeah, I was saying, like, the only reason I was playing before was because I was playing with Rick and Johnny, so if they're not on the same console, then...
Because the only thing you can play on now is Switch. That's where you moved your account to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Dino. I'm not
Yo.
sure. Were you ever into Dead Space?
Never touched it.
Yeah, I really liked what I played of the first one and the second one. But I thought maybe you were a fan of that series, so I gave you this story. I apologize.
Oh, I mean, I'm down to read whatever you want me to read. Dude.
Well, then read it, dude. Read it.
I'm into it, so just don't even worry about me. Here's what Dead Space 4 could have been. This interview is with Ben Wanat. Is that how you pronounce that name?
That is
Ben Wyatt?
correct. Ben Wanat.
From Parks and Rec?
He was a production designer on Dead Space 1 and 2, creative director on Dead Space 3, creative director on either Visceral's new IP or Star Wars, creative director on failed game show survival horror game turned failed battle royale title SOS, and is now creative director Crystal Dynamics on the Avengers game or possibly Tomb Raider.
Ooh.
I feel like for the amount of failed projects we just talked about, I don't want him to be the Avengers.
Yeah, he definitely failed up, didn't he?
What the fuck?
He failed up.
Way to
That's
make
a good
guy
spot to end off
nervous.
that. Yeah.
The game was about humanity facing a necromorph apocalypse. You traveled around in a little ship trying to survive day to day while scavenging a bunch of other ships and looking for signs of life.
Interesting.
It was going to start as a more linear title with between a fixed order of ships, and then you would repair your ship enough to be warped, called Shock in Dead Space. Wait. Oh.
So warp would be called Shock.
Got
Yeah.
it. At which point, the game would open up to a much more non-linear hub-based progression. You would also learn new plot details about what had been going on through them. The ships you went on were all going to be very diverse. Think about the different theme sections for the first game, but taken to a much more dramatic level. They hadn't decided on a protagonist for the fourth game yet, but they were leaning toward it being Ellie. Is that significant?
It's not the main character. That was the
Isaac, right?
Isaac was the main. Isaac Clarke, I think, was the main character in the first three.
It sounds like this probably would have been the last Necromorph-based title. Ben notes that humanity would have found a way out of the Necromorph apocalypse, but would have ended up regretting it because the Necromorphs were keeping something even worse at bay. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah, the princess is in another castle, pretty much.
It explains that Dead Space ultimately stopped getting made because the game's sales couldn't keep up with dramatically rising standard budget for AAA games. And we do have a poll for you.
Yeah, we do.
Which Dead Space was your favorite? Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3? Never played that shit. I didn't play all of them, so I can't say.
I only played a lot of 1 and a little of 2, but I liked both of them.
They were really terrifying.
Yeah, they were
They seem pretty
very
scary.
terrifying. The thing is, I read a little further about this. Oh, wait, real quick. I just want to give thank you to Your Six Studios for the kind words. Really appreciate that, man. Also, yeah, they had some like really awesome set pieces in 1 and 2 specifically, because that's what I played. That is what the guy said would have to be removed. He was talking about Hellblade and how that shows you can still have a pretty high quality, lower budget title, and that's what he thinks Dead Space could become if EA decides to dip back into the well. But he said, yeah, we would have to get rid of those big set piece moments. It would become a more emotional experience, something similar to Hellblade, which I'm not against. As a horror, franchise, I think something more emotional could be really cool. Something just linear and
awesome
emotional.
$20-$30, 4-hour, 5-hour horror game. Awesome.
Yeah,
Hellblade
definitely.
was cool, man.
Yeah, Hellblade was freaking awesome.
Did you play Hellblade also, Mike?
I did not. I missed out on it.
Dude, you're missing.
Yeah, it was really,
No, I
really
know, I
well
heard.
done, as I've said many times. You guys in the chat, though, said I didn't play all of them, so I can't say. So you guys played some of them. I know a lot of people skipped 3. It didn't get the reviews that the first 2 got, and it went on to like a co-op game,
Yeah.
which just kind of clashed
Detroit,
with the
yeah.
vibe that the first 2 had. This really strong
You
high
were just
horror,
alone
survival
by
horror.
yourself. Like
yeah,
you had nobody else anywhere to help you.
definitely. All right, that is the level updates. I think we have no wheel spins to do. We do not have any wheel spins to do. Thank you to Dongwell, I think is what this says. Am I reading that right? Dongwei.
It's an I.
Dongwei888. So thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that, man. Keep those follows coming, guys, because we are at 4 of 10. We're also at 3 of 5 for our sub goal. We're at 1,500 of 2,000 for our cheer goal. So if any of those are filled up, we will give you guys a spin of the high points wheel. Keep that in mind. We are now going to move over to subscriber-only chat, though, for the remainder of Rapid Fire News Roundup and On the Spot. So if you guys want to continue chatting, you could do a Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 sub. You could be gifted a sub, or you could sub through Twitch Prime. Any of those work. Let's bring Dean back in here while we go into the Rapid Fire News Roundup. We'll wait. Who cares? All right.
Up today, huh?
It was too late. I was behind it. All right. So first up in the Rapid Fire News Roundup, CD Projekt Red confirms a new Witcher title. But here's the thing, it is also confirmed that it's not a part of the original trilogy.
Right.
CEO Adam Kaczynski said, quote, "The first 3 Witchers were by definition a trilogy, so we simply could not name the next game The Witcher 4. This does not mean, of course, that we will leave the world of The Witcher. The Witcher is one of 2 franchises on which to build the future activities of the company. Today, unfortunately, I cannot say anything more." So really what you can get from this is Cyberpunk and The Witcher are their 2 franchises, and
Because they're intertwined.
and they might even alternate between the 2 of them, kind of like Rockstar does with
Right,
Grand
with
Theft Auto
like
and
Grand Theft Auto,
Rockstar,
Rockstar.
or
Red Dead, you mean?
or yeah, Red Dead, and then Fallout and Elder Scrolls, kind of, like just alternating between those 2 big
That was
franchises.
such a beautiful game. I wish I was more into it. I just couldn't vibe with the combat.
Gonna get to it. I really do want to get back to it. It's just
Me too, dude.
it was a
That's
little
the problem.
too slow for me at the time because of
Right.
how busy I was. But if I have the time, I think it would be a really cool game.
I
to
think
jump into.
the mindset, like where I was as a gamer, like at that point.
I tried it
was
3
into
separate times.
I remember you were telling
I
me. Yeah.
wanted so bad for that to be my jam. I just couldn't get into it.
Next
I
up,
did. I
nope,
was
sorry.
dying to get into that game.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's a really, really cool game. I could see where it's awesome. I just didn't have the time to get into it. But next up, clashing with what a lot of people maybe expected, considering some of the controversy surrounding the company, Sony stock is actually at a 10-year high. It closed at 51.30 on Tuesday, following a 4.5% rise Monday, taking its total market value to around $65 billion. The stock is up more than 12% so far this year. And of course, that's not just PlayStation. You know, you've got their film and music divisions as a part of that as well.
And that makes sense. I mean, they've done so well with what they've shown off and what they're planning to do for the future. You know, and PR stuff like that can really hurt, but only if it's really backed up by, you know, dissatisfaction and people swearing off, you know, a company or anything like that.
Right, yeah. And I know their other divisions are actually doing pretty well, right? I know
After they started selling off some of their stuff and started, you know,
Yeah.
minimizing, you know, a lot of the losses, they kind of took away.
I think they
a lot of
do
the issue there, yeah.
receive some type of revenue from Spider-Man, right? Homecoming, even though that's in collaboration with Marvel. I know Jumanji did really well for them.
Spider-Man Homecoming, I think, was theirs.
Okay.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Sony gets the full income.
The vast
Wow.
majority. I thought it was a vast
Any-
majority.
No, Marvel Studios does not get revenue from
Okay.
Wow.
the solo Spider-Man titles. That's the deal.
Right.
And
okay.
Sony does not get anything from Avengers movies that are featuring Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Sony made out pretty well in that then, honestly.
Yeah.
I
That
think
seems
they
like
both did.
yeah, I think that's a good deal. That's a very good deal. And then Jumanji did really well as well for them, so that's another one that might have helped out there. Next up, Todd Howard said, quote, "Want us to stop making Skyrim ports? Stop buying them."
I love it. I think that's perfect. I mean, that's 100% honesty there. Right
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. If you don't like, if people are buying them, then why should they stop? I mean, that's the way it works, right? Though, of course, the joke was during E3 that they had Skyrim and Alexa, but that's real,
true.
right?
Yeah, I have it.
It's a
I
joke
played it.
thing,
Yeah, it's
but
real.
Well, I played it.
yeah,
It's pretty deep.
it's pretty deep.
Yeah, you would be surprised. It's like a full narrative story type thing.
Jesus,
It's crazy. Glickman was over the one night and he was playing.
how much
for
did
a
it
while.
cost?
It was free.
It's free. Okay, then yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
God, how do you
So I
complain
was
about
like, yeah,
that?
that's exactly why I grabbed it. I was like, why the hell not?
I was trying to look out how many platforms it's on, but I couldn't find a list. I'm really
it's- well,
curious.
I would say, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Would you say at least a dozen?
No.
No, not a dozen.
It's platforms altogether, I would say 8, I think.
Okay.
Total.
As far as I know, the most ported game of all time. Anybody want to have a guess? The most ported game of all time?
Final Fantasy 7.
Not even close.
I don't know. I can't think.
The most
Oh,
ported.
Tetris.
Nope, not even Tetris. No,
Really?
that's a good guess. That's what I would have thought. That was
Yeah,
my
that's a
original
good
thought. Was
guess.
Tetris, but it's not Tetris.
I
It
don't
is-
know.
It is Doom.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, so there's a reason behind that.
Yes.
The first thing that anybody does once there is a computer chip attached to a screen is, can it play Doom?
Yep.
And that is a staple in the community.
You can play Doom on calculators.
Dude, no. You remember, you know how the MacBooks, the laptops have that virtual touch bar at the top of them?
Mm.
A guy got a version of Doom running on that.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not
You know what I'm
surprised.
talking about, where
I'm
you
not
have that
surprised.
little bar that you can hit a button, you know, you can touch it and an emoji pops up on your screen or something stupid shit. Yeah, he got Doom to run on that thing.
This is for New Dub's order. Hey Alexa. There you go. I don't know if that if that helps you. That's for you, New Dubs. Also, I did not drink a protein shake last night. I will be honest. I had difficulty moving last night. Like I couldn't lift my arms after like about 10 minutes later after that insane workout that happened. But I feel okay today, honestly. Actually, I'm not too sore today. I was sore last night, but I'm feeling pretty decent today. I was surprised, but I was happy to do that, man. I want more of that stuff. That's exactly what I want. Get me back in shape, guys. Moving on, Cory Barlog said that he's actually open to a God of War Netflix series. You were talking about wanting a movie. What about a Netflix series, Dean?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'll take it.
He said somebody was talking about rumors of something, but he responded saying, quote, "True, this is not happening. I wonder if we should do something about that. Netflix, question mark." He was actually adding them there. So I guess somebody was talking about a rumor that it was coming to Netflix. He said no, but added Netflix saying maybe we should make that happen.
That would be
I-
amazing,
dude.
dude.
I would be totally on board with that.
Yeah,
I want to see more TV series. I think are a better fit for games than movies are.
yeah.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I Metal Gear Solid. Holy shit, man!
Especially
I would love
now
the movie, but I would love a TV series even more.
Yeah, 100%. And especially now that things aren't a slave to cable, and people can actually have the freedoms to tell these stories the right way on things like Netflix and HBO. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're not neutered at all anymore. That's for sure.
That'd be awesome.
Hey Alexa, sing Happy Birthday.
There you go.
And Netflix can get some pretty decent special effects budgets. That movie Bright with Will Smith.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
it was a whatever movie, but
that
the
had a
special-
pretty high
some of
budget,
the
man.
s- Yeah, some of the special effects are like pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they put a lot of money into that, and as far as I know, they made it back. That actually did really well for them. As far as the reviews
really?
goes, it did not review
I didn't
well,
get a
but it
chance
did
to
really well
watch
for
it
them.
yet. I heard it's worth watching.
It is worth watching. I actually thought some of the
I had
action
fun.
scenes were pretty freaking badass.
Yeah.
I
The
had fun
one
time
chick,
I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it
Numi Rapace, the one chick that does the daggers and whatever the hell else she's doing, that she was intimidating, and her action set pieces were freaking awesome. So yeah, I think it's worth watching for some of the action alone. It's not like a great movie, but
No, I had
bad.
fun time watching it though.
yeah. Got Subnautica on screen. Really quick, already done. It's coming to PS4. There you go. Good news. Subnautica coming to PS4. Really good game. I had a fun time playing
I
that.
only played it one night, and I felt very lost,
It's supposed to be that way. Yep.
and I haven't touched it again since.
It's intimidating, like a lot of those style games
Yeah.
are, but I was gifted it by Dirty Habanero, and I had a really good time with it, and I would actually like to get back to it at some point. Next up is Nathan Fillion teasing some Uncharted movie news tomorrow. He was talking about something on Twitter. He actually said what's the thing that he has engraved on his ring?
Sig Parvis Magnum.
Yes, he said that and a few other things that really implied related to Uncharted news.
He had a photo of Drake, like the rapper Drake, and then he had captioned it Sig Parvis Magnum.
Right, yeah, like that's interesting, right? And and the fact that he has been so sought after as Nathan Drake is interesting. I almost wonder if they're going with Tom Holland as young Drake, and maybe you see Nathan Fillion as old Drake telling
be
the
awesome.
story.
Awesome.
If he's like the narrator
He just
of
sits
it.
down. He just comes in, big red robe, velvet robe,
Yeah.
sitting in front of a fireplace, just like, let me tell you a story.
He's a little old for like Drake in like an Uncharted movie as the main character.
Right.
But if he's like an older 50-year-old, 55-year-old Nathan Drake kind of telling the story of how he started, I could get down with that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm excited to see what it all means tomorrow. I'm really excited. Watch it be related to Drake the rapper, and we're all just completely off. That would be funny too. And then finally, going back to Pokemon, good news for a lot of people.
I saw this.
Funko finally, after all these years, has gotten the license to Pokemon
and I'm
memorabilia.
almost definitely going.
So the
to buy
first
this.
one we see here is Pikachu.
Yep.
This is exclusive to Targets.
Guys, don't you miss Fat Pikachu?
Yo, I was talking about this like literally.
When
a week
was
or two
Pikachu
ago.
fat? When would you say that?
Originally.
Originally,
Hold on, I'm gonna pull this. up
Like
for you.
the Pikachu in the TV series?
everything.
both the cards.
I remember him being a lot more
Zombie
round. Yes, I do remember him being a lot more round and stubby
He was
in like the
fat.
first episode. Yeah,
Yeah, and he was great.
and he was great. I
Pikachu's
miss
a
Fat
freaking
Pikachu.
You gotta fucking appreciate your worth, Pikachu. You know what I mean? He was great, dude. The original Pikachu on the card was super fat, and then the
Yeah,
one in
he
the
was, like,
animated
super chubby.
series, he was
This
like
was the first
a
time we
little
saw him.
Yeah. Okay, I remember him now. I
and then
remember.
This was the card.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
But they thought that people wouldn't grasp onto him as welcome.
Have you
They're
guys
probably right, honestly.
watched the Funko documentary yet on Netflix?
I watched a
No.
large
Is
portion
it
of
good?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is good.
Oh, you guys were talking about this. I do remember.
Yeah, I
you
didn't know
talking
about their origin and how they all got started. It was interesting.
cool story.
Yeah, I mean, God, the way from where they started, they really were like a build in a garage company and worked their asses off, taking phone calls and acting like they bigger than they were, taking a call and being like, oh wait, let me see if acting like receptionists when then they just put the phone down and they're like, hello, like actually like doing that kind of shit, like they act like they
He
were
was
bigger than they
thicker
are.
than a Snicker.
He was thicker than a Snicker. Okay, Miss Mel. Okay, I see you. I like it. Yeah, you should watch it though. It was
Yeah, I
very
need
interesting.
to. I need to get to it.
I need to watch the whole thing. I probably watched about a half of it. But there you go. That is the Rapid Fire News Roundup. We got one more segment in tonight's show. It's our community focused segment of the show. What's it called, Mike?
On the posse.
On the Posse. Guys, on the spot. Go on our Discord at discord.gg/levelupnetwork. Go to the On the Spot channel. You can submit a hard-hitting question for us to answer, and you might make it on to next week's show. But we have a redeem a question that happened first. We're going to go to that. That came from Hitman RX. Oh, wow, they don't enlarge that font. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's go then to the websites. Have to go that way. Hold on a sec, Hempman. We're going to get your question here. He asked a question. There's actually a couple questions that we need to go to that have come up over the past couple weeks that we missed. So we're going to go through them right now before we get into the Discord submitted question. Sorry, my internet's so slow.
Favorite Pokemon? Oh, guys, how do you not know right off the bat who your favorite?
I mean, is Pikachu like kind of a bad answer?
I mean, no. If that's your favorite, that's your favorite.
Yeah,
man.
that's your
I
favorite.
mean, I do like Pikachu a lot.
Live your life. Yeah, who doesn't? He's great.
Yeah, Pikachu's
Like
great.
it depends. Like who would I want in real life, or who do I enjoy playing?
It's just
with?
a one. It's
Here's
just,
the thing.
You
I'm
take it
kind
for
of-
whatever you think it means. Just who is your?
I'm
favorite
really
Pokemon?
fond of the original four, if you want to call them that.
Sure.
Squirtle,
I was just-
Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Charmander.
Squirtle was always my guy.
Squirtle is probably my second.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of Eevee. For obvious reasons. That's another one for me. Yeah, those ones stick out. Mew, I always liked Mew.
Mine is
What about you?
Bulbasaur. Always was. Always will.
I remember you saying this before, and I think that's a little weird. I was actually about to say that of the main four, I feel like I'm going to remove Bulbasaur. I don't know.
Your mic cut out when you were.
I was actually going to, when I said the original four, I was going to remove Bulbasaur from that because I don't really have an attachment to Bulbasaur.
Nobody does, dude. Maybe that's what I like about him. I just always fucking loved Bulbasaur. He's the best.
He's the best, if you say so, man.
He's a crotchety old man. That's what
He's
he
a
is.
young man. And he's a
Bulbasaur is?
He's a workhorse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here's.
remember that episode where they were
I
getting
do.
like abused by the fucking Venusaur?
Oh, I do. Wow, I
And he
completely
just
forgot about
wouldn't
that.
give up.
Yeah, man.
All right, so our first question comes from yesterday from Farsendor. He said, "What concerts have you guys seen live?"
A lot.
I've talked about this before, but
Oh,
I have been to like 2 concerts
Yeah, I
in
was
my
gonna say
life.
you have like nothing in there.
I went to a Jimmy Buffett concert,
Jesus.
and I went to Explosions in the Sky.
I remember one of
and
my
that's it.
first
And you went to
concerts
Pearl
I went
Jam.
to.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry. 3 Pearl Jam. That was actually really good too. Pearl Jam was really good.
Yeah. I remember one of like the first ones that I bought tickets to was a Dave Matthews Band concert.
Okay.
That wasn't bad. I mean, I've seen a lot of concerts. I've seen a lot of bands that you guys most likely don't know.
Does orchestral
that, like,
concerts
Dean doesn't
count?
know.
Yes.
Okay, because I saw Symphony of whatever, Goddesses, The Legend of Zelda concert. I saw
And we
that.
saw Game of Thrones.
And Game of Thrones, we saw that. Yeah, I've seen a couple orchestral
The Game of
concerts.
Thrones was
Too
super cool.
many.
Yeah, too many to name, right?
Right. Well, that was my thing. Like,
Well,
there's
it
so many
depends what you
bands
count.
that like you and
I'm
I
not
have
counting,
definitely
like
seen.
shows. Shows is not a concert.
No, but like at the TLA and the Troc and all those I think count as concerts.
Well, concerts. You're talking like stadium tour concerts. I've seen Taking Back Sunday. I've seen Blink-182. I've seen No Doubt. I've seen Aerosmith like 4
that's good.
times.
What,
Dude,
what-
Aerosmith-
if you had to say, what's your favorite?
Aerosmith's amazing live.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They're incredible. I saw them 4 times, I think. I saw My Chemical Romance. I've seen Green Day. I have seen a lot. I've been to Warped Tour like 5 times, and there's so many different bands play there.
Yeah, Paramore. I was actually right up next to Haley Williams.
I'm going to see
Nice.
that Kingdom Hearts thing's coming back in town. We're gonna. Go
I
see
would
that.
really like to see that at some
I would
point.
love to do that.
It's
I would really
coming,
like to see,
August 2nd. to Philly.
Yeah, I knew about it, and I told Kristen, but I don't, not this year, maybe another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would also really, really like to see, I think the Final Fantasy concerts coming back through America
nice.
too. That
That
I
would
would
be cool.
love to see.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll happen. What was your favorite though, Mike? Did you have a favorite?
I don't know, I'm not a big concert guy anymore.
No.
Like, they just don't grab me as much as they used to. Like, I mean, I went with to see Incubus more recently with Danielle, and I think Deftones were playing for that too. I mean, it was fun. I don't know, I don't get grabbed by concerts as much as I used to.
Yeah, I get it.
Jen went to see. Listen to this shit. Quick story.
Okay.
So her sister texted her yesterday and was like, "Aren't you kind of like having FOMO about not seeing Taylor Swift this year? Because they've gone the last like 3 years." And she was like, Jen's like, "Yeah, I really am." And then Danielle's like, "Let's just go." She's like, "I'll buy tickets right now and get whatever's left." So Jen's like, "I don't know what," and then she's like, "All right, let's just do it. Let's do it." So they shotgun these tickets literally 10 minutes before the show. And she sends me pictures and she's like, we're sitting in the front row. She was literally 2 feet away from Taylor Swift. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
How has this happened?
How much do they
like-
pay for that?
The tickets were like $130 a piece.
Oh, that's it?
10 minutes before it started.
How do they manage that?
What the hell?
Dude, that is all.
That makes no sense to me.
Her sister is the luckiest motherfucker alive.
That's
I was like,
pretty cool,
that is
man.
unbelievable. She was
That's
sending me
pretty cool.
videos. She was like,
I'll tell you,
right
man,
there.
I would go see Taylor Swift live.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100% would I would see Taylor Swift live. That would be good, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question. That one came from Farsender. Next up, we have a sort of joke question, I believe. Came from Hetman. Said, Andrew, what did I say? Andrew sees jiggly ass change into a badonkadonk.
Wow.
Would that be the
for the jiggly
the
thing.
evolution of jiggly ass would be badonkadonk. I approve. I'm okay with this. We got to bring it to Pokemon Company's attention, though. And I believe those are the questions. Thank you, guys. As for the official Discord submitted question this week on the spot, let's take a listen. LOL Brohaha asks, which studio do you believe can make an amazing Power Rangers game? Dean, I feel like you were the first person to go to on this one.
Well, it would depend on the genre of game that they were going for.
What would you want the genre to be?
I mean, probably like third-person action, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
co-op
then you get
third-person
everything.
action.
Yeah, you get the Zords and everything. If it was open world and you were able to get access to a Zord to travel the world, fuck yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you
So,
there.
I
I
don't know if you
think
would make it,
third-person action. I think it should be co-op. I think it has to be co-op.
Yes.
At least, I mean, 4-player.
Yeah.
If not 5, actually, really.
Farsender said this
Honestly-
last night, and I agree with him. Platinum, I think, is a great choice.
Platinum is a great choice.
After Vanquish,
my
I mean,
mind
come on.
goes to Square Enix.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think they are. I think they do that like dynamic of controlling one character but having like partner AI working with you. Kingdom Hearts, more recently Final Fantasy XV. Like I think if that's the way it's controlled, but you're able to, like if you play as whoever you choose as your ranger, but you are able to switch if you want, and then like the others take over as your AI.
Yeah.
I think that would work great for
Yeah.
them.
I actually don't disagree with that. That's actually pretty good. I agree. The first one that came to my mind too, and I always just think of these guys for power. You know,
Insomnia.
no, actually, I was gonna say Sucker Punch.
Interesting.
Just because I feel like
Either
you
one
know
of those.
Power Rangers don't necessarily have like powers like Infamous, but
Right.
Right.
it's like an exosuit, kind of like Iron Man suit, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like having powers. Some of the stuff they do, I could see Sucker Punch doing something really interesting there, and they've never really taken a shot at co-op. I would really like to see Sucker Punch take a shot at co-op.
Interesting.
To
Yeah,
see
that
what they
could
would
be
do
cool.
with that. That was one of the first ones that came to my mind. But I think Platinum's still the better of the choices there.
My mind
But
went to
then what,
Rare.
like you think it was still co-op if Platinum does it? Because they seem to just go with like you play as who you play as, and that's it.
Yeah, you know, they do, but I think in this case you have to do co-op. You just have to. I don't think they have a choice. And even though they haven't done it before, that it's interesting to see, you know,
Yeah.
what these developers do when they break out of their mold. That's what I would like to see from Sucker Punch. But Rare, from Mike here, Rare, it's an interesting choice. Do you think it would be a little bit more cartoony?
I think they would definitely go more cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little, maybe even humorous with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think they would have to. I think the best way to handle it is understand that you're not as relevant as you once were with the community that you're trying to vie for.
Right.
If you're trying to do like a super successful one. If you're trying to get, you know, easy cash grab for kids, you can do whatever the heck you want. But to get us back into it, it would have to be something pretty substantial.
Yeah.
And if you want to go with a less realistic route, you know, less gritty route, you're gonna have to do something where humor is, you know, abundant.
Another one that comes to my mind is like CyberConnect. Those are the guys that did like the Naruto games.
Okay.
Which are really cool looking games, especially as far as the anime
Yeah.
stuff goes. And, you know, Power Rangers kind of has its roots in that anyway. And I'm not saying they should go with like a cell shaded anime look, but they kind of have a little bit of a familiarity with that
Oh man, I
vibe
think an
already.
anime take on Power Rangers would be awesome.
Jose
Yeah.
Munster, I'm about to make your night right now. because he says I would like a Genesis
Wait, are you serious?
SNES era beat 'em up game for
They
Power
have
Rangers.
that, and it's so
that shit
good.
exists. It's right now. You can go play that shit right now.
I mean, it was so good at the age of like
I mean,
9,
like a new one,
but
like
like,
PS4. It's out.
Wait,
really? Oh, I
Yes.
remember that. I forgot all
It's
about
new.
that.
They
it's like
made a
brand
new
new, like newly
I
developed.
forgot about that. That
like
was
the
like,
last.
yeah,
I want to say year or two.
yeah. I remember that. We talked about
Oh
it.
wow,
even.
I completely forgot
And
about
it kind
that.
of just went like shadow drop.
Yeah, you can play that shit. It's out there, man. Go for
But
it.
they have that one. Do you remember that one for Super Nintendo, Dean?
Oh yeah, I still have that.
Yeah.
Rocksteady Power Rangers. What do we think of that?
That's the cop-out answer. I feel like I was gonna say it, but I was
Yeah.
like, they could make anything. You know,
Yeah,
I really believe that. Not a bad answer. I'm not saying that. I was trying to actively avoid it because that's where my mind was going. But yeah,
Can I say Kojima Productions?
you can say
I mean,
whatever you want.
These guys, I mean, God, he's already got familiarity with like Cyborg Ninja exosuits and
That's
mechs
true.
and all that kind of stuff. Man,
Here's the
hear me
thing,
out.
though.
Oh.
The suits are like not as big of a deal in the show as they were made out to be in the movie. know what I mean?
right? Yeah,
Right.
So, what extent do the suits play in these games?
It would have to be something probably either by level or maybe charge up. You know, I don't know. you
I
have
mean,
to
I
kinda-
would think you would be in the suit 90% of the time.
You have to be.
Yeah,
So hear me out.
unless it's like a, Insomniac Spider-Man where you're trying to tell a story of these characters outside that too, where it's like 50-50, the characters and then them in their suits.
Yeah, because we haven't got enough of freaking the kids at the high school gym fucking around with Bulk and Skull. Such
Well, if that's the case, we got to get don't nod on it. Do Life is Strange meets Power Rangers.
yeah.
There's two I have.
Okay.
One, I don't know what the studio's name is, but the people that do Attack on Titan,
Yeah. Okay.
because that would just similar gameplay, or Team Ninja.
Yeah. Team Ninja.
Imagine a much less weird demonic version of
Right.
their creative
and,
style.
and going off that, Ninja Theory too.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory would be pretty cool, although it wouldn't be for PlayStation anymore. But Ninja Theory would be pretty cool.
Right, either one of those.
Yeah, Team Ninja or Ninja Theory would be. I would actually go
Dustin.
more Team Ninja Theory than Team
Yeah.
Ninja myself. But what was that? Dean?
I was clarifying, Dustin. I wasn't saying your answer is cop out. I'm saying for myself, I thought it would be a cop out to say Rocksteady because
Yeah, 'cause of your favoritism.
Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think Dustin's right there. Telltale Power Rangers would actually not be a bad idea.
No, it
That
would
could
be
be
an
cool.
interesting take. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Honestly, any of these franchises, I think the first one that comes to our mind is Telltale in a lot of ways,
Right.
because it would be just interesting to tell a story of any of these TV franchises or comic book franchises in that vibe. That being said, I considering Power Rangers, I wouldn't throw away a Telltale Power Rangers game. I'd play that, but I would definitely like the action of
You gotta
Power
take into
Rangers.
consideration the weapons, which is a big part of it, and
Yeah.
the Zords. Because
Yeah.
some of these studios would be good at one thing, but not necessarily the other thing. And those are pretty huge, like, components of.
But, like in
Power
my
Rangers.
head too, like you're running around town, you're running, and as just one of the teenagers without a suit or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're doing stuff, you're living your daily life, and then something happens, and that's when you have to do stuff.
Like, who does mech stuff well? Because that would be a big component.
Konami.
From Software does with Armored Core.
Yeah.
There you go.
They'd be a good choice, and obviously From Software is an amazing developer, so From could do a really good job with it. And I think Kojima Productions, I mean, they could do a really good job with it. I think they
Yeah, they're
haven't
busy
really
making-
done the mech point of view, but
Right.
I think you could definitely do that. And another one is Guerrilla Games with their mech stuff with
BioWare,
the dinosaurs.
an interesting answer.
Yeah, and Konami is busy with UPS Sim 2019.
Yeah, right. You mean Kojima Productions?
BioWare,
Yeah, sorry.
BioWare would be cool for like this squatting up aspect and the dialogue and stuff, but I don't think they can do like
Yeah, I don't think I would go BioWare myself.
third person action without guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I'm feeling BioWare. Like a lot of the other ones that we've come up with. Guerrilla
Isn't
Games, they
also-
nailed the robots in Horizon.
Guerrilla
yeah, they
Games
did.
is actually a really good suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could get down with that. I'd be interested to see them do the point of view of the the mechs. We didn't really get that at all in Horizon, right? You never were able to control the mechs unless you were riding them, but that
Right, I
doesn't
was
really
saying, if
count.
you rode the one,
Yeah, that was about it, right?
I'm gonna
That was-
say, in my opinion, of all of the answers, Platinum was probably the best suggestion.
Yeah, Platinum is a very
Yeah.
good choice. I agree with that. I think From Software is another good one, considering their experience with Armored Core. But I would be a little concerned with their non-mech portion. It's From Software, so their games are always super difficult, whether it be
Right.
Bloodborne or Dark Souls or now Sekiro. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing for a Power Rangers game. That could be interesting. To have like a hyper difficult Power Rangers game, and then their Armored Core team could take over the mech side of things. Not bad.
How they would do with like the combat aspect of it, but High Moon Studios, who did those first two really good Transformers remakes,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
would be
that's-
really
that was
really
smart.
good for the Zord stuff.
Yeah, it's a smart nod.
Yeah, agreed. I can't believe I did not expect us to talk about this question for so long. Thank you so much, LOL Brohaha, for the question. Very simple.
That was good.
Yeah.
Who would you want to develop a Power Rangers game? That's what we need, guys. Just ask us anything, man. We don't
Yeah.
get a lot of on-the-spot questions, and we especially don't get ones like this. Like, just kind of think outside the box. Just we'll talk about anything on this show, man.
Oh, wait a sec, dude. Did High Moon Studios do the Deadpool game?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I think
Not
they
sure.
did.
That's a good choice then, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one for me.
Sunset Overdrive was Insomniac.
Yes.
Yeah, so Insomniac wouldn't be bad. There's so many. There's really so many that could take it on. But thank you, LOL Brohaha, for the question. If you guys don't know, you can see it up on screen right now. Go to discord.gg/levelupnetwork. There's an on-the-spot dedicated channel where you can submit your hard-hitting questions for us to answer live on the show. You might get chosen for next week. And that's, I believe, wraps up the show. I don't think we have any prize wheel spins. We do not. We're good on prize wheel spins. And yeah, I think we got everything. We are all good. Thank you so much. We've brought everyone back into subscriber or non-subscriber. You guys are all back. Welcome into the chats. Thank you so much for watching tonight, guys. A lot of nice support, especially from Donk Show coming in. Critically Awkward with the big raid, and then throw in, let's see here, let's do the counts. 1,500 biddies at us tonight. Thank you so much, Donk Show. We also had some subs from Warmco, Baz. Let's see, who else? We had some other subs too. We had subs from Angelique. Oh, I have to give a sub. Shit, I completely forgot to give the sub to Nate Dogg. Damn it. I'm sorry, Nate Dogg. I wanted to do that before the subscriber segment so you didn't get locked out. Let me find him now. We're going to give him so he can get his wheel spin as well. Actually, let's just spin the wheel while this is going on. This one is for Nate Dogg. We're going to bring him in. If I could find his name. Might be too long ago. We're going to give 10 XP to Nate Dogg, and I've got to find him. Are you still here, Nate Dogg? Make yourselves known in the chat, please, if you're still here. I'll make it easier for me to give you your sub right now. See if I can find him. Nate. He is here. There we go.
Hey, Alexa, can you beatbox?
Who are you doing this for?
Mel. No, I'm not doing it for her. I'm doing it to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you see that now they actually allow you to gift a sub right within the chat now, too?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
really
great.
awesome.
They should
Super
make it more and
convenient.
more easy. I'm so happy
Yeah,
about
I
that.
know.
And... come on, PayPal. There you go. Nate Dogg, welcome back to the Plus One Posse. I apologize. I meant to do that earlier so you could get in on the subscriber-only chat at the end there. Apologies to you, sir. And we're going to give you 10 XP as well. Points. Add Nate's Dog. 10. There you go, man. All right.
Apparently, New Dub's order.
Nice. All right, that is the show for tonight, guys. We will, of course, do a raid. Mike, maybe you can look up somebody real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now.
But in the meantime, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for the subs and all the support, the cheers. If you guys don't know, those cheers are going towards the full-time streaming goal, and we've hit a new milestone. We passed $7,000 in the full-time streaming goal. We're at 7170, I believe, and that doesn't even include the cheers that came in tonight's and a few other things. So yeah, we're climbing, man. All that you guys do with the subs, the tips, the cheers, so much of that is going towards the full-time streaming goal, which I will be starting up on January 3rd. You guys might have seen I've been working on a lot of stuff lately, whether it be Wake Up Level Up or other things, you know, that are going to be set up for the future of the channel for when we go full time. We're even talking internally about bringing some stuff back whether it be game streams, co-op game streams, or it only does PlayStation, all of it is on the table. We're not ruling anything out. We might be able to bring some of that cool stuff back for you guys next year. So we're keeping that all in mind, and we might even set up some goals to make those things happen at some point as we get closer to the $10,000. So keep that all in mind. Thank you so much to our producers. They are Kelly Jellyfish, we got Baz023S, Alex Bustos98, Dirty Habanero, and Meepo. They are $25 and above supporters, whether it be through Patreon or being a tier 3 subscriber here on Twitch. You guys rock. You guys make this show possible with the amount of support that you give, as well as, of course, everybody else that supports us, whether it be through following, tipping, cheering, subbing, or even just watching the show. We appreciate you guys even just being here in the chat and watching us. Okay, that's an interesting name. All right, yeah. Well, I can't believe he has that name. That's got to be a hard name to get. All right, we have found our raid, guys. I will be on tonight with Octopath Traveler, continuing the story of the sexy stripper Primrose as she hunts down the crow that killed her father.
Oh, you're
not
right.
literally a crow. It's just men that have a crow tattoo. So we're gonna get back to that tonight. What are you playing this week, Mike?
Possibly Octopath as well.
Possibly, yeah.
I'll see what people's reactions to that is. If not, I don't know, something multiplayer, I'm sure.
And are you continuing with Cuphead on your channel this week, Dean?
Well, I think so. Do you think on a level of skill that you
Yeah.
know that I have, do you
Yeah.
think I'll beat Cuphead this week?
I think on normal for sure.
Beat it, and this week, I'm not sure. Do I think
On
you'll make progress?
advanced,
Yes.
maybe not.
I'm playing on a regular.
If you're playing on regular, yeah, I think you'll beat it.
There's regular and then there's like an easier mode, right?
No, there's regular and then there's hard.
Really?
Yeah.
What,
believe
there was
so.
one that said regular and then there was one that left. I just
Oh shit,
assumed-
maybe there is. Okay, then I guess you are playing on the higher difficulty.
Really?
It might not take you. You might not be able to get it done this week.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No, it might take you a couple weeks.
That's
There's a couple bosses at the end that you could spend an entire stream on.
Yeah, like
Really?
the dice guy.
Yeah.
That literally happened to me when I was trying to beat Roxas. It took me a whole stream.
And what Miss Mel just said in the chat, Dice Man, that could potentially take you 2 streams to beat him.
I'll stream it. I promise. I'll stream all the pain and anger.
I mean, be prepared. I don't know what you're like when it comes to anger on stream,
don't you?
but no, not this kind of anger. Like if you were to
No,
stream for 4 hours straight trying to be Dice Man and you got to the very, very end and then you died and had to go all the way to the beginning, which by the way on Dice Man it means going through 5 sub bosses before getting to the main boss, what would happen to you?
I would be a little upset, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to see Dean play Getting Over It.
That would be
I,
interesting.
So far, I haven't been too like beat up about losing because I go into each level assuming I'm going to fail.
You're going to
and then-
lose. Right, I know, that was my
yeah.
thing.
Not that I'm going to lose, but the main mechanic of the game is failing and learning.
Mhm.
So like
Right.
I went into it from the get-go with the mindset like I don't plan to beat this level. I plan to learn and then beat it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So far I haven't been getting too pissed off about dying a bunch. But that last one sounds like a real bitch.
it is. It's definitely, and the devil himself is a bitch. But I think Dice
Yeah.
Man's actually even worse. But I would watch it, man. I would want to see it. So there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
stream it. Yeah, that's what I'll be streaming this week.
All right, there you go. That's what
Cool.
Dean's streaming
Off my
on his
backlog.
channel this week. And that's it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be on throughout the week with Game & Talk shows and game streams. We're going to be rating Roids tonight. Roids. So we're going to put that in the chat in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Dean, thanks for joining as always, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll
My
see you. We'll see you next week, I assume.
Yes, sir.
You here next week? All right, cool, man. You guys, we will be back next week. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up.
Level up.
Wow, you went normal that time this week. Okay. Slappy happy.